Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 7 of making Intruder maps with Unity. I'm pretty excited to get going today. Every time I step on to the project, every each new day and looking at all the progress, it's kind of exciting because a lot of work's been put into this so far, even though this has only been a week. So today is the first week has been completed, and this is what we have completed after a pretty much a week of making maps in Unity. So that's pretty cool. I like that a lot. I think I'm pretty excited about that. So I have this idea, which could be slightly interesting here. If we're gonna start we're just gonna get right into it. Let's take this piece here. Now I'm pretty sure this may or may not work. Let's grab this here. I was thinking it'd be kind of interesting, maybe if we put this here. Maybe we'll have to redo this piece. And you had like a glass wall here, and there's a hack up here and a hack down here. That could be interesting. That would make this room a little bit more interesting in terms of like verticality, which I think could be cool. Alternatively, like I think that's one thing we should definitely focus on today is like how do we add more verticality to the map. This is like a stealth game after all, and I've been watching a few tutorials and ideas behind map making and stealth games, and I think I think or not I think it seems to be the case that having a lot of options in terms of like verticals is really useful and makes the map a lot more fun. And so we're kind of building towards that. So yesterday we built this vent system, which I'm pretty happy with, and maybe we do something else with it too. Like we don't have to just only go down the hallway, but the reason why I'm thinking we might just leave it alone is because we don't want to give too powerful of an advantage for someone who goes into the vent system, which is why these vents don't actually provide a whole lot of information when you look out of them. So if you go further in down here, we also have this vent. It gives you some information of what's going on. This one actually has the greatest advantage point of pretty much any other vent, because you can see that vent there, and can you see the door from here? Not quite. But you do get to see down the hallway quite a bit here. Can you do that from this vent? I don't think you can. This vent only has options to see that vent. So this vent actually, for the guards, is a pretty useful vent. We could optionally move it down just a bit more so it's not too much of an advantage. And I think that's what we should do because vents provide a lot of cover for anybody that's in there. And it could be an unfair advantage to anyone who is down below because if that person is in the cover spot, it's going to be hard to shoot and kill them. And they're going to have the advantage here. And I would like this path to be risky, but not too risky. Like I want you to be able to traverse via walking if you want to go down this hallway. So I think for this vent here, excuse me, we got to find it. Vent door 1. That is not where our vents are. Vent door 1. Wait, what's vent cover? I don't even know where those are. Oh boy. We gotta invis vent ramp. Nope. I think we have to look inside model here. And if we go down to the bottom of model, we should be able to find pipe vent. Here we go. This is the pipe vent. All right. If we go to edit mode here, we should be able to move this over just a bit. No, the reason why I want to move this over is because I just don't want to give you too much information when you're there inside the vent. I don't want you to be able to see that vent from here. But I don't think we have an option. I think you're going to be able to see it anyway. Let's see, how far does this vent? This vent pretty much goes all the way there, so it's going to be hard to block that unless this vent is literally like right here. And that's not a huge. Okay, let's undo that. Let's just put it back. Leave it there. Alternatively, we could push this underneath here. And what can you see from here? Can you see that vent? You can. You can see the door. Excuse me, I have something in my throat this morning. You can see the door, This vent actually gives you a huge piece of information, which is kind of good. I don't, not good. It's interesting. You could, this does make this hallway more dangerous, but since this vent is here, I think maybe we'll just push it back a little bit. Maybe about like right there underneath the stairs. Let's see, how does that look? Yeah, so if you're walking through here as an intruder, you're going to have your eyes on that vent. You might actually pop a shot in that vent. So if someone is looking at you down this road, you still have sight lines to be able to shoot into that vent. And alternatively, you could go underneath the vent if you want to prevent them from shooting you. So there's an option there. Okay. So this vent, though, I think we're going to leave it as it is. I don't think we're going to add any further connectors. Reason being is that I don't want you to be able to access all rooms from one specific vent. I want there to be different access points. And also today, I want to maybe start working on vantage points as well. So I want this map to be a little bit difficult for intruders to be able to hack. The hack nodes are going to be, exposed in the sense that they're likely going to be in the center of each room here, which I think will be kind of fun. We might have one in the center of this room as well. Might I add 5 hack nodes to this map, and you have to hack 4. One being here, which is going to be the easy one that most times intruders may hack. Maybe we'll add 6, and you have to hack 4, but then it'd be very much more difficult for guards, so you might have to hack 5. We'll see. Having 5, having to hack 4 could be a little bit more interesting. But since intruder spawns here, intruders will always have the advantage to hack this immediately. But if we do put a machine here, I think what we'll do is we'll increase the hack time for this machine. So if an intruder does decide to hack this machine, it's going to take longer. And that allows the guards to spread out and do their own thing. So that would decrease the speed at which this is hacked, thus giving guards a bit more time to plan out what they want to do. So what should we build today? We want to get more, we want to have the layout finished with this map. We have most of the rooms. We're actually probably missing one. We could alternatively put a room underneath here, which could be fun, that the guards could access. And I think that isn't actually a bad idea. So we actually have another vent that comes out of this wall here. I wouldn't mind having a room right here. There's a vent that transfers in between this room and this room here. So we should build something right here. It is going to be underneath this room, so that's going to be a little interesting. I don't know what we would build here. I was thinking perhaps sorry, I'm moving the camera around so much. I was thinking maybe perhaps an L shape. And inside that L shape, you have a room that goes into a staircase into this room. We'll have a door frame right here. And I think that could be doable. So you can exit the guard room via here, go into here. Maybe we'll do a U shape instead, a U-shaped room. I think that could be kind of neat. Or 2 separate rooms here. We'll do an L room. I think that'll be the plan. Or L room or just a staircase room right here. I think we could do the staircase room right here. Door here, come in, staircase room, some boxes, perhaps another vent into another room, or a vent into here. Where does this go? Could have a vent here. Actually, I wouldn't mind having another vent right here, so this takes us somewhere else. Maybe actually into this hallway, which could be kind of cool. That would be kind of a cool transition, a vent between these 2 spots. I think we might work on that today, right now, because I really like that idea. A vent between this hallway here and another room all the way over here. I like there being always an option to go to different places. I think that's neat. So you can basically circumvent this room if you want to, or come out the other door if you think there's going to be an issue. To either kite or, yeah, it gives you an option. Okay, so we got a lot of work ahead of us. What are we going to work on first? I would like to start connecting these big rooms together. I'd like to get that done today. I think that should be our primary objective. This room here, I am kind of on the fence about. I don't really love. I'm not huge on it, but I wouldn't mind having it above this room here. Something like this. This will be another hack node up here. So we can just extend this guy and splice it somehow. I don't know how that's going to work, but I think we could do that. That's an option. This room, I'm still not sold on. This big circle room. I'm still not totally sold on it. I don't really know what to do with it. I'm happy with the hexagon, the triangle, the trapezoid. I'm not super crazy on, but I think we'll make it work. Alternatively, could just put another access door into this room here from the trapezoid room, which we'll probably do. This is gonna be a funky room. I don't love this room. I don't know why I don't love it. I love the hallway. I love this triangle room. I do enjoy this hexagon room. I think it's big and spacious and not too big. This room, for whatever reason, I have just not been crazy on, just because I just don't know how this is going to play out. Like, I want to put, it's okay. I want to put a balcony that goes around this room here, all the way around. And I don't want there to be a staircase in this room to get onto that balcony. That gives intruders a disadvantage for hacking this, and guards an advantage. But I think also, like, guards will not have any cover up there either, so intruders will still be able to shoot at them. And then this room also, this one I just don't know what to do with, because it's on the reason I don't like this room so much is because it's on the corner. And it feels like there's just not really any access points to get here. Like, I could drive one here, and I could obviously do another one from this room, but that's kind of redundant because this hallway section comes in right here. So really, I can only add one more entrance here. Could add another one from like a vertical, and have like another vertical vantage point, like a railing that goes around, and then the hacks in the middle. But the reason I don't like this is that there doesn't seem to be a spot for us to put a door here or here on these sides. Like, it feels like a room that is almost just not the right shape for this area. I'm thinking that maybe we actually get rid of this circle and put in like an L shape with maybe a triangle that comes out, like maybe another really weird shape, but that would be kind of cool. Just something that looks cool, so it feels like it's the end or it's the corner of a map instead of it being like this big giant open circle, because we already have this big giant open room here. And I don't love this. I gotta be honest, I don't love it. This room I'm not crazy on either, but I don't know how to solve that one yet. Okay, so for now, what are we going to build? We have 3 major rooms here. I think we're going to start off with something easy today, just so we can get working and we don't keep planning. We're going to add a vent here. We're going to cut this out and start working right here. So where do we want to put the vents? I think we're going to probably draw it right here. Push this out. Okay, great. Got our vent door. Awesome. Okay, now we got to find our vent door for this area here. And I don't know if this is on the same plane. It might be. So this is just going to be an option if you decide to come down this hallway and figure out like, you know what, this is a bad idea, but I still want to keep moving. I'm going to give the player an option to go through this vent. Oops, okay. It's a very thick wall. Now, they're going to be able to come down here and get in through this way, or they can come over here across this this path here. So it's going to be another option for them. So first order of business here is we're going to actually grab a vent door and put it here. And I think we have the one we need. We just got to find it, select it, and copy it. So this guy, we copy, paste, and go to edit. Here we go. Great. We got a vent door. Let's move this over. Bring it to our location. Go into the hallway here. Okay, great. Now let's rotate him. Let's see, where's the rotation angle? It should be minus 45, perhaps. I think that'll be the minus 42. Sure. I'm not sure if this is on a perfect 45-degree angle or not, this hallway. Doesn't look like it is. We're on global rotate, so let's right side up this guy. 180. 0. 180. Okay, great. Let's move him. Get him a little closer to this hole here. Okay, so it looks like we're definitely going to need to scale. And the rotate should be minus 45. Great. Awesome. Let's go to our scale tool here. Gonna make sure that this scales appropriately. So it is not too big. This is a pretty big vent, actually. We could alternatively just like make this come down a little bit more, which would make the vent feel a little bit more collapsed, which is more of a crawl space vent anyway, which is what we kind of want. If you are going to take this road, I would kind of like, we're going to need to scale down. If you do decide to take this road, I want it to be like you have to crawl through. You have to crawl through to get here. It's not a very long vent, but it will get you there. Alternatively, it could be fun to actually add another door right here, so you can attach. You can go in here if you want. There's a way through that could be kind of fun. I like that idea. There's another option inside of the vent itself. Okay, great. This looks pretty good. We're going to take this piece, go back to place mode. We're going to select the vent here. Whoa, that's not what I want to do. This is the vent, I believe. Okay, maybe not. Where's the vent? Here we go. Edit mode. We're going to push this back in, and we want to like push it to about there. Maybe that could work. Maybe we'll go about here. You know what? Let's go there. Now let's select this guy. We're going to copy and paste, and we're going to move him out here. I'm going to edit him so he's actually pretty thin. This should work. I'm going to push this in. Now we're going to use this to extrude our faces. Oops, that did not work. Let's go to global. That did not work either. I want to, or not, what's the word again? Chamfer. I want to chamfer the edges here. I thought that would look kind of cool. But now I can't select it for some reason. Okay. I did make this brush. This brush is not cooperating. You know what? We're just going to delete that brush. This brush we're just going to leave. We'll just bring the pipe vent a little closer. Whoa, that's not what we want to select. We want to select this guy. Here we go. Back to local. Push this out here. That looks pretty good. We can work with that. Okay, great. Let's just test it, make sure it works. Go to Intruder, placing Intruder. We're slowly building out some of the lines we're deciding to take, even though we haven't actually fully blocked out the main areas yet. I think that's partially because I just don't know how to solve that problem yet. I've been thinking about it when I went to bed last night. I'm like, how am I going to solve this? I don't know. So that's kind of it's a work in progress. Okay, you can go through here. Vent works. And we can crawl through the space, and it's only a crawl through. Okay, great. Okay, so now let's generate where our vent's gonna go. So we're gonna go to generation mode. We're gonna grab this, and we're gonna generate our vent to come out here. Perfect. Okay, great. We're gonna generate here as well. Can we generate here? I believe we can. Yeah, we can. I'll just move this down a bit. Okay, we're gonna instantiate and then place mode, bring it down. Okay, perfect. Right here, we don't really want that edge to be there, so we're just gonna push this in. Nice. I'm gonna drag this out so it begins to collide with this object. And we have our seam there. Okay, great. So this will be the vent. It's not a far crawl. It's an option if you don't like what you see in here and you want to stay moving, you can come down over here and go into this vent here, which is a glass door, which is a lot more vulnerable for you if you decide to pop out this vent. So for guards, this is an option for them. They may want to go through here. For intruders, maybe less so. This is more of a guard vent than an intruder vent. But we're going to actually give you another option here to come out. We're going to do a cutout right here so you can join up instead of going down this hallway if you don't want to, for whatever reason. Options. It's always good to give you options. I like options. Okay, generate mode. So actually going to grab this piece here, copy paste. I'm going to bring it over. The reason why we're grabbing this one is because it is already a cutout, which, it's already cut out, so it's going to be easy to just cut it out of this spot here. And it'll be the exact like cutout size we want for this vent, which makes it a little easier for us. Okay, so we need to rotate it. There we go. We're going to edit mode. No, we're going to go to place mode. Back to place mode over here. And just place this so it's like so. Then we'll be able to put our vent there. Now, do we want to just run it in? Maybe. Maybe that's the option here. You have a choice. Oops. We could do this two ways. We can just do a right angle right here, which is the short path. Or we could do I think it would be better. This is a good question. Do we want to have an intersection closer? I think maybe directly here would be interesting. Because if you decide to take this vent for whatever reason, you may be wanting to go over here. Should we go this way or this way? I don't know. Truthfully, I don't know which is the better option. I almost think that I think this way might give the guards advantage, and this way gives intruders advantage. I could add both, but then it's like kind of ridiculous to have that much vent. I don't know if it's necessary. It is a path. It does mean a loop, which could be fun. The loop could be fun. Ooh, but okay, if you are a guard and you come here, you're gonna have a huge advantage to be able to shoot through this vent and this vent, because you'll have two sight lines, which is not good. Because if you see someone walking through this hallway, bam, shoot them. If you see someone walking up the stairs, bam, shoot them. So the reason why we're not going to go attach here, because this gives the guards too much of advantage, we're going to connect here. So if someone does come through the vent this way, someone shooting through here still might get an advantage, but it might not be as big. Oh, now I'm wondering if like guards would just camp here and shoot this this hallway. They might, if there's no other way to get through here with only this vent in this hallway. Actually, this is kind of a bad decision. We're going to need to add another way out of this room to somewhere else in the facility. So this is fine if we leave this here, but it might backfire. It might backfire. You know what we could do instead? I have an idea. We could make this vent actually go down. We can fix this. So if we take this guy and we duplicate it, this way, if there is a guard camping there, you can actually get the jump on him from behind. I think this could work. I think this could work. Okay. First thing we're gonna do here is whoa, go to local. Just drag this out and then move it over. Oh, not what I want to do. Go to place mode. Bring this out here. Gonna duplicate it again. This time we're gonna rotate this piece. Why is it rotating like that? That's strange. Let's go to global again. There we go. Here we go. Gonna bring this, just make sure that this comes out first. Okay, great. And then we're gonna edit this, bring this back. Okay, great. Now we're gonna take this piece here. Where does this go? Interesting. Okay. This will possibly cut down on camping inside the vents. Okay, you're going to be able to come into this vent here. You're going to have to take a right. And then we can rejoin with you later. It will break sightline if someone is inside the vent. So like someone could camp right here at this junction, right here. But they're only going to be able to see someone walking here, and then someone could be able to pop out of the corner here and shoot them. So I don't like how long that is. This wall here does not need to be so long. We can bring this, whoa, we can bring this back a bit, like so. Okay. Now, if we grab this vent, or this spot here, we can seam it here. I wouldn't mind rotating this a little bit. We're going to keep it moving down this way. We're going to grab this one again. Oops, that was a mistake. Command Z. Delete that one. Move this one here. I'm going to edit this. Then we're going to grab this, duplicate it. And we're going to spin this one. This way, it'll kind of protect you against someone just like trying to hold both positions, which would kind of suck. I don't want that to happen. I don't want there to be like camping spots, if at all possible. Okay, this joins here. And edit mode right there. Oops, nope. That was a mistake. Mistakes was made. We have to edit on a local mode here. There we go. Okay, so now if you come through this vent, you have two paths. You can see this one. and then you can come around to see this one, but you have to keep moving to be able to do that. Honestly, we should probably break the sight line for this one as well, just because we don't want to have an issue with someone camping. So we're going to come out here and we're going to break sight line with this piece. No, this piece. Let's do that. Whoa, not the way I wanted to do that. Here we go. Whoa, that either. We got to go to global mode. That's why. Okay. Breaking sight lines here is important because we're going to be able to prevent camping. Or basically like, yeah, holding a position. Like you can still hold the position, but now someone can still sneak up on you, which is important. We want to give the intruders an ability to still shoot the guards and not get completely demolished by the guards. I want this to be fun for the intruders. The challenge here is it should be easy for the guards to defend the individual open spots, but it'll be challenging for the intruders to get to those hack nodes, but the intruders will have tons of options to move around the map in the meantime, which is means that it gives them options in another way. So okay, I think we just got to go back to global or local mode here. Here we go. Okay. Nice. For some reason, this one is just at a little bit like lower. I don't know why. There we go. Okay. Gonna break that sight line there. We're gonna duplicate this guy. Bring him here. How does that look? Seam looks pretty good. Could probably do this a little further here. Whoa. Whoa. Go back to local mode. Yeah, as long as it's like the sight line is broken for a little while, that's all we need to do. Like someone could just sit here and shoot anyone that comes down here, but then at least it gives the other person who's coming an advantage to know that like they can see what's coming instead of them just being able to pick off two spots like right here and just sit here, anybody walking past, which would suck. That would not be fun. Okay. This guy, I think we can just run them in here together. For some reason, this piece does not like that one, so we're gonna grab this one. Go back to global mode, bring this over here and rotate it. Okay, edit mode. Nope, place mode. Here we go. Now we go to edit, go to local. Whoa. For some reason, the game does not like when we do that there. There's a clipping problem. So we're going to go to place mode, going to go to global, and we're going to scale down and just, oops. Just move that down a hair, so that should solve the problem. Edit mode, nope, place mode. Okay, great. So now this curves here. This one, we're just going to bring down a little bit. Great. Okay, now all we got to do is add the vents. So thankfully these curve, so if you come in here, sightline's broken, you got to come over here And you might see a guard sitting here. Not a big deal if it is though, because you'll have time to prepare yourself. Same with this one. You'll probably see the guard sitting, possibly sitting there, and you have time to shoot him. So this might be a choke point where people put alarms and bombs. I wouldn't be surprised. But it does add some options. And options are fun. I like options. Okay, cool. So now what do we got to do here? We got to actually just block this out. Be able to actually make the vent system. So that's going to be a little bit tricky, but I think we can do it pretty quickly here if we just duplicate the pieces we're using. We'll scale up to 0.5. We will duplicate this guy. We're going to go with an edit mode, and should this be on the local? Oops, this should be on the local grid. Oops. We're going to go here, 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 and then we're going to duplicate this again. But this time we're going to edit it so it comes, we're going to do subtraction mode. We're going to edit this so it comes down, and we create our vent. Like so. And we just got to basically repeat that same process here. So place mode, global, copy. Nope, we're going to just go hold D and drag up. Now we're going to edit this, bring it up. Not sure why it's so high. Oh, that's why. Okay, we need to go to global local mode here. And bring this over. Okay, great. Then we're gonna deselect, copy, paste. Nope. We want to bring this higher. For some reason, it was too low. Okay, now we're going to copy paste. And we're going to do subtraction mode on the other one, and we're going to bring this down. We'll need to scale down. For some reason, this is not cooperating the way we want it to. Oh. Still not cooperating for some reason. Okay, is that seamless? For some reason, it is not. Same with this one, actually. That one is now seamless. This one, now seamless. Now we just need the walls. We need to make these seamless. If we do that correctly, I'm probably doing this like a most backwards way possible. Gonna cut that out. Nope, we're not going to cut that out. We are going to probably cut that back, actually. For some reason, that's not working. I think it's because this is not long enough. We need to go forward more. And then this piece inside of here, this one, we can cut back, maybe. I don't know what's happening here. I think actually we need to extend this one. This is possibly the problem. This is tricky to get right, especially when you like do custom geometry. Custom geometry is like literally what slows down the map making process so much. Because now you have this like gap here, which is annoying to work with and causes problems. Okay, this guy here, we can probably just extend. Does that fix that problem there? It kind of does. That makes the vent look a little wonky. But whoa, not what we wanted to do. Not what we wanted to do. Okay, let's grab this again. Okay, let's grab this one. Okay, there's a little wall there, but it's not a big deal. I don't love the look of that, but we can maybe work with that by doing this. It kind of fixes it, kind of just makes it worse. That kind of worked. Just had to grab the spot there to make it work. Just bring this out further. Let's see, how does that look? It's a little messy, but should get the job done. I think you should be able to still crawl through here. This looks like not very good though. This is where I like struggle with real-time CSG. Like making a vent system like this that has all these curves, like how do you make it look good? Easier said than done. Easier said than done. It's mostly when you do the join pieces, like when you have the join area, that's where it gets kind of messy and doesn't always look good. Like you can see the textures here just don't look, they look like ass. And this is, I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, I think we should maybe reevaluate how we're doing this. If we just do a straight piece, it's way easier. Just causes some problems with sightlines. There's probably an easier way to do this, to be honest, and I think it has to do with like not doing curves. I think we should actually avoid doing curves. This is probably why it's not a good idea to do curves, because it's just so difficult to like make things work. Like this here is bad enough as it is. We should have like a pipe ring there. It's not seamless, obviously. We can make it look seamless, but it's a lot more work to do that. I know there's probably a way to do this. I'm just doing it wrong. Or maybe it's just the limitation of real-time CSG, or I just have not learned how to do this correctly. Problem is, if we do just straight lines here, we give guards an advantage, which is not good. So what we can do is instead try to just limit how many sight lines. Ah, jeez. I mean, we've already mapped it out. Maybe we should just do it and forget about it. I don't like how this looks. I just really don't like how this is working out right now. I just don't like it. It just doesn't. Oops. It's not working for me. You know, I'm just not liking how it's turning out. So we're gonna reevaluate. Okay, we're gonna go like so. Make that a little thicker. I'm just gonna bring this. I'm gonna make the sightline very, very straightforward here. I'm not gonna worry about it. In terms of level design, it might not be ideal. What we can do actually is just make a square block out here. So it still breaks sightline. Whoa. It can still break sightline, but then it's not like a full issue. Place mode, let's do D, whoa, Command Z, D to hold this here. Do that, whoa. Go back to global move. For some reason, just doesn't want to cooperate. I think there's a way to hold V or something like that, and it can just snap to it. by there. That's pretty close. Sometimes it's easier to just click and drag. Okay, this breaks sightline. A little bit. Then we only have to do like one. Yeah, this should work. This should work. Okay. This one will come out at an angle. We'll only have to do one weird corner. Oops. Instead of multiple. Okay, here we go. Command V, paste, and then just drag it over. For this one, we can just do the same thing. We can actually, oh boy, sightline. Sightline's such a problem. Let's go here. Let's do that. Join up here. Get rid of this. Just get rid of this. This guy, we're going to rotate. Like so. Move him in here. So clips. Yeah, okay. Looks good. This one we're going to move back. Whoops. Go back to local. At least I know now why something isn't working. Like, I think that's really handy. Just knowing like, oh, this stopped working. Why did it stop working? Oh, it's because I'm in this mode. I'm not in that mode. That alone is a big shift in how I'm able to like debug issues, which has been awesome. Like I'm like, oh, I'm in global mode. I gotta switch to local mode because that's not working. That just makes it so much more easy to proceed and build, which is really nice. Okay, look, pretty seamless. Okay, not perfect, but doable. This guy here, we're going to edit you. I think I'm going to join right here, perhaps. This is going to be a very like blocky event. I don't mind that. It's okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, we could rotate this at a 45. Could look pretty good. Okay, gosh, we're back to rotation, aren't we? Okay, we'll leave it for now. This one, we can leave the, oops, we can leave this. We're just going to move this out a bit so it's the cutout's still there. This guy I want to get rid of. And I want to copy paste these bad boys. Oops, that's a rotation. Or delete that one. Go back to global. Just drag this out with a duplication. Gonna rotate. I'm just like thankful we actually know how to use the tools now. It's just been so nice. Knowing what you're doing, or like kind of knowing what you're doing, is a big boon to actually getting stuff done. Okay, so this we can just edit and pull them out here to join. Okay, so you have a sightline here. This sightline actually goes straight to that vent. And that's the sightline I'm really worried about, because if you're in here, you can just go pop, pop. And guy's dead if you see him go up the stairs. But if you want to get into this vent, you got to come over here to get there. And I don't love that. Okay, this whole area is a sightlines problem. And I think this this vent also suffers from the same problems these ones did. I think we need to bring this guy back and also move him down here like so. And then add him to the sight lines perhaps, because then we break it. We can do this here and just drive this in here. So now from this vent, you can see down this line, but you can't see down this line, which is kind of like the point. And that should hopefully, oops, fix the problem. How does that look? Yeah, I just don't want you to be able to see what's happening there. I just like, that's intel that's just like really valuable if people decide to pass through that way, and I don't want to put that there. It would just be unfair to the intruders if the guards can see that, because we'll just have a bunch of guards as a meta rushing to this point, and then they'll use that as an advantage. I want there to be a break in sight line. So here you come down here. Now there could be a guard there. So this is a dangerous vent, this one. This one a little bit less so, but still kind of dangerous. We can get rid of this and that and just add this here. Oops. Got to go to local. That's why it's not working. Okay, so then a guard could wait here, but then they could also still get picked off from either side. So it's kind of like you could wait here and see through that vent, but you'd have to move here to see through that one. You'd have to kind of keep peeking, which would be a little bit better. It's not a perfect solution. Alternatively, I could just move this down one more block before you have to get in there. Maybe we do that instead. Okay, hold on. We'll do it. Oops, okay. Nope, not what I want to do. Sometimes solving a problem is like frustrating because it just doesn't work the way you would hope it would. It doesn't solve the way you would hope it would solve. Just you have to keep like making adjustments to get it right. It can be kind of annoying, a little frustrating. It's part of the game. I never really knew how much went into like good level design, or just level design in general. But like to make a game with good level design is different than just making a game with, you know, levels. Like there's a lot of forethought that goes into making a really good level. And I'm not saying I'm putting in a lot of forethought here to make a really good level. I'm trying to put in some, but I have not put in a lot, I will admit. Okay, go to local. I'm gonna do this. Do I want to do that? That could work. I think this could work nicely. Oops. Let's pull this back, see how this... Whoa, dope. Oh boy. Let's pull this back, see how this works. Okay, we could do this. And have this guy join right here. This is going to be a funky area here. But it could work. Okay, how does this look from here? Actually, this kind of works because if you want to peek here, you're actually vulnerable to whoever comes around the corner here because you're going to have to like stay back. You could try to stay back here and try to peek this way, but you'll only have one sight line and someone might get the jump on you, which is a little bit better option than what we had before. Not by a huge margin, but by a bit. Honestly, this is difficult. It's difficult. I'm not getting this. I'm not doing a good job of this. I'm feeling that this is becoming a little bit frustrating. I feel like I need work here. Okay, the right angle, come out. Maybe, you know what? We dial this back a bit to there. Bring this over here, like so. Now this interacts a little bit differently. You can come here or you can peek there. There is one sight line in there still. But what we could do is, I think if we bring this piece here, this breaks the sight line. Go back to global. I think this breaks sight line because now if you're here, it's harder to see it. You kind of, yeah, that works better. Okay. That works a little bit better. Okay. A little bit improved vent system. I don't want you to have full like aim down sights. The reason why these vents are here is so you can like have a reason for getting around alternatively without having to get shot at from like, you know, a sniper who is just waiting and camping. This is supposed to be the sniper lane down here. Ideally, that's how it should function. You know, there could be stuff happening here. I want this to be kind of an enclosed map where it's there's lots of corners to play with. Okay, that's weird. Front. That should fix the camera. That fixed the camera. I think that fixed the camera. That fixed the camera. Okay. Yeah. Here, so this is like the danger spot. You're coming up the stairs here, someone could be waiting. But now since this takes an angle, it's that person has to be waiting right here. It'll take some time for them to crawl over there, so they won't be able to rush there, thankfully. Here, they could also be waiting to shoot you when you come in past this hallway. So this vent is actually dangerous. This hallway is dangerous. So you might want to use a camera there, but you could check it out. This is a very dangerous hallway for both guards and intruders to go down. So I don't know how often this route is even going to be taken, to be honest with you. I think it's a sketchy hallway. But we're also going to add like another access point so you can go another way if you want to. I think we'll probably be going underneath here with another vent system to perhaps get into this room or to another room, but we will add that later. Let's see if we can just complete this vent system first before we even do that. So let's bring this guy up here. Oops, let's scale to 0.25. Okay, great. We're going to select, copy paste, scale down to 0.125, go to our edit mode, hit subtraction. Let's start building out these walls first. So let's go with walls first, then floor. Whoa. Okay, then roof. You know what? We're going to do the roof last. We're going to do the roof last. We're just going to do the walls first. Okay, let's grab this one. Let's bring you up. Like so. Same with this guy. Bring you all the way up. All the way up. Thankfully, when it's right angles, it makes it really easy, but once you start adding 45-degree angles, things get messy. Okay, we're going to go to subtraction mode. Okay, fantastic. Let's start with the floor. Floor's there, then the walls. Oops. Okay. Oops, that did not work. Okay. Great. Let's look at this guy. So we're going to do Command C, Command V. This will now make this into subtraction mode. Let's add the, oops, let's add the floor first. Nope, that's a wall. Where's the floor? Here we go. That's a wall. Also a wall. There we go. Add this wall. Add this wall. Add this, whoa, not a wall. Also not a wall. Where's the wall? Right here. Okay, great. Grab this guy and push this in so we have a actually have a wall. Oh, what's happening here? Okay, we'll leave that. This wall's thin, but it doesn't need to be super thick. Okay, cool. We'll do the same thing here. We're going to delete these two. I'm going to take this guy. Oops. Go to local. Nope. That's an edge. Okay, this is just cutting down on geometry. Okay, now we're going to bring this all the way up. Select them, copy paste. Now we're going to go to subtraction mode. Oops, we want to, whoa, not what we want to do. Bring ourselves up a floor here. Now we want to add a wall. Add another wall. Okay, great. Do the same thing here. Bring this up. Okay, awesome. Actually, we want this to almost go taller. But we'll, nope, we'll leave it for now. Grab this guy, go to subtraction mode. That's a wall. There's the floor. Okay. Wall. 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 Great. This one also needs a wall on this end, which we did not add. Perfect. Okay. Now here we just need a subtraction box to join those pieces. This wall is actually not that tall. Can we even get through here? I don't know if we can. We should have put a vent there. That was a mistake. Should have done that earlier. I didn't even realize we didn't do that. Can we just go to place mode, edit? Hold on, I feel like I made a mistake here. Okay, let's select this vent. Vent door 1. Okay, cool. Pipe vents. Why is this over here? I'm so confused. This shouldn't actually be in here. I'm not sure why it's inside of pipe vents. Is there like a problem with the vents over here? Did we like lose a bit pipe vents? No, they're all functioning. Why is this guy in here? I don't understand. Vent door. It's over there. Wait, what? I'm so confused. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to leave that. Vent door 1. If we move this, yeah, okay. If we take this, can we move that? This is, oh, this is right here. Okay, okay. So vent door 1 for some reason just spawns inside. I think when you copy paste, it spawns it inside the local. It does. Okay, so this guy can be removed. We can bring this down here. Okay, for whatever reason that was inside pipe vent. Is there others inside pipe vent? Okay. Vent door 1 is in this hallway. I'm going to rename. Okay, if we move this, okay, no, there we go. Okay, we're going to rename. Rename. Can I even rename it? Rename? Doesn't let me rename it. Okay, no problem. Okay, copy, paste. We got vent door 2. Vent door 2 is right here. Okay, great. Now we can move this over. Geez, that was a lot of work just to figure out what was going on. The hierarchy, the more you add stuff into this this map, the more complex the hierarchy can get, which is a little bit, you know, problematic. Okay, I really just want the rotation to be... Where's the pivot? Why is the pivot point so far away? It's so weird. For some reason, the pivot point is like... Sometimes when you select stuff, it just doesn't want to cooperate for whatever reason. Like this vent door. It just doesn't want to rotate. It does not give me a rotation option, and I don't know why. We're on the rotate. It gave me the rotation option before. Now it's just like gone. Oh, it's because in vent cover? What the heck? Okay, no. There we go. Okay. For some reason, that went inside vent cover. Cheapers. Okay. Here we go. Now we're sort of in business. Sort of. We still need to rotate again. But at least I can see the rotation piece, so we're okay. This is actually the right height. We're okay. Good. Should be able to crawl through this. This is a crawling vent. Looks like here is fine. Okay, cool. All right. We are in business. Business we are in. Okay, fantastic. Let's go back to edit mode. Bring this here. I'm gonna grab this guy. Whoa. Grab this guy, make this wall thicker. There we go. Grab this guy, bring this here so you can still get in. Okay, great. This wall should also be thicker. And then this vent cutout should equally be there. Okay, fantastic. This wall here. Nope, we don't want to grab that. We want to grab here. There we go. Okay, we got. Ooh, we're in business. Okay, small vent, very narrow. Okay, you can be able to come down here and get in there. All right, sweet. In business, we're working. We got stuff happening. Okay, I'm going to copy paste this one, and then I'm going to take this. Whoa, I'm going to go to local. I'm going to take the subtraction node. I'm going to bring it over here and push this in here. Great. I'm gonna pop that there. I think that works. Okay. Now for this corner, which is super funky and weird, we're gonna grab this. No, we're not. We're gonna figure out how to do this. This guy needs to get pushed back. This guy needs to get pushed over here. Okay, and now we're gonna grab this one, copy, paste. We're gonna grab the end of this. Whoa. Did we do that right? Nope. Did we? Nope, we're gonna go copy, paste. Now we have this this other subtraction node, which we're gonna bring all the way over here. This makes it a lot easier to work with when you go top. You can go top down instead of like right side up or whatever, or like trying to build it all at once makes it a lot easier to do. There, walls there. Okay, we got a vent. You can crawl down here. You cannot see what's happening right here. If we place this on global. Okay, bring that down a little bit. For some reason, it was just like causing a lip there. I don't know why. Okay, this is the one with the problem, is it? I don't know what's happening here. There is a small clipping, not clipping, small lip, which is kind of annoying. If I put that down, I think that resolves it more or less by a little bit. Let's just leave it. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Okay, vent system looks pretty cool. I like it. Looks good. We can work with this. Okay, this vent system works. Last of all, we're going to need to grab this vent here and move it over. This guy, we're going to need to move over. Can we grab this vent? Where is this? Vent door 2? Edit. Vent cover. Here we go. Place mode. Just wanted to move that over a smidge. Okay, looks good. I'm gonna grab this again. What do we got here? This is just bush. What? Why does it say bush 51? This makes no sense. Okay, I feel like I need to, at this point, just grab another vent from somewhere else, but we're gonna grab this anyway. Vent door 2, copy, paste. Why does it paste inside of vent cover? Okay, whatever. Bring this over here. This is so weird. Okay, at least this one's already lined up, so we don't have to get too fancy with it. Okay. Well, you can stop messing around with this vent. Okay, that looks pretty good. Happy with that. Okay, now all we got to do is bring down these roofs. We're gonna scale back up so we do this on the right level. We're at 0.125. That should hopefully have no lip. It does have a lip for some unknown reason. Okay, then let's scale down again to 0.6 and move it up. There's still a lip, scale it down. Again. Oh. There's a lip there, but it's less noticeable. Okay, seriously don't know why that's happening. Kind of annoying though. Okay, let's grab this and go down. How does that look? Pretty good. Pretty seamless. Nice. Should be able to crawl through this, no problem. Same thing here. Looks pretty good. Nice. We're probably going to want to grab this guy. Have a cutout here later. So this guy is where? Oops, right there. This is also, oh, perfect. Okay. Okay, we should be able, whoa. Should be able to get this right. Nice. Okay. Awesome. How does this look over here? It looks decent. It looks a little off. It's a little bit off. Let's go down one more on the scale. That's pretty good. That looks pretty good. We'll leave that. This looks pretty seamless. Okay, we're gonna grab this one in here. Bring this down. Pretty seamless, looks good. This one here, same deal. Bring it down, there we go. And finally, this guy, bring it down. Okay, we got better at making vents. Nice. Made a pretty good vent. The sight lines are now blocked, so you can go down here, take a right, a left. This still looks pretty seamless. There's that vent there. This vent, like, you could obviously stay here, and if anyone comes by, you could just pop them. But at least, like, you're not going to have the intel of knowing of who went through that door and those two vents, which is really what I wanted to prevent from happening. I want intruders to be able to stay hidden the entire time they're moving through this map if they want to be. That is an option for them, where it's going to be very difficult for it's going to be like I want this to make this a cat and mouse map, where the only real sniper line is right here, if snipers are going to even be used there at all. We'll put the snipers there, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, really happy with how this turned out. Super happy. That was what, the first hour and a half of what we've been doing just to make a vent system. But now I feel a little bit more confident with how to make better vent systems now. So, and adding like angles is not as big of a deal as I thought it was. It's as long as you don't add too many angles, then you're okay. Okay, cool. We could decorate that, but we're going to leave it for now. Let's see what we're going to make next. So we still have the problem of needing 2 more rooms. So right now we have basically 4 rooms for hack if we're going to include the triangle room. And we could actually just leave this here as it is. I'm still not big on this room though. I just don't love it. We could add a connector right here. And that does add another way of getting into this room. But I don't know. I just don't know. I almost wonder if maybe we should do this room instead, because it's not as big and it could fit on the corner a little bit nicer. Maybe we play around with it. Let's see. So let's just see. Can we move this pretty easily if we go to place mode? Yeah, we can. Okay. So we don't have to delete that. We can take, ooh boy. Can we just, instead of can we just get rid of this piece and just instead move this geometry down by like 2 spots? Let's go scale up. Actually, just by 1, honestly, that's all we need to do. Nope. This guy. There we go. Okay. And then we're gonna select both of these. This is not a perfect cutout, but it's good enough. I'm not like really worried about it. You're not gonna be able to know. Like, unless you've been watching these videos, it's the only way you're gonna know. Okay, so here, this actually, to me, seems cooler than what we currently have. I like this more because it's like more condensed and like you can just immediately transfer into this room instead of this giant ass circle. I would rather keep this, which I think is pretty cool. I like this. Okay, cool. We're gonna need to move this farther down. No, farther up, because there's this cutout, which is not functioning anymore. There was a piece here at some point that was cutting out. So we need to move this farther up. Let's see. This is... What pieces is this? This piece? This piece. We need to group these together. Create empty parent. Okay, going to rename semicircle. Semicircle room. If we grab this, this is a group. For some reason, it doesn't want to cooperate, but okay, so semicircle room should go farther up on the hierarchy here. So maybe like up here. Does that bring the cutout? No. What if we go up to above here? Yeah, there we go. Okay, there's a cutout somewhere in between here and there. There's a subtraction somewhere here. Is it this guy? Whoa. Actually, it might be. What is that? Ooh, this is a part of it. Cylinder wall, cylinder cutout, brush, brush. Okay, and so semicircle room can just go just above here and it should still work. Okay. Cylinder wall, cylinder cutout. We're going to take that out here and I'm just going to group that. Create empty parent. This is going to be renamed as circle room. And circle room, we're just going to leave over here. Okay, great. Whoa. For some reason, if you move that up here, it no longer cuts out, which is strange. Weird. Okay. So we have this guy. We want to put a door here, and we also need to move this guy up here. So it's on the same plane, like so. We're going to need to move it out a little bit, like there. Nice. Is that dead center? Not really. It's pretty close, but not quite. We should probably stop scaling at 1. We should go to 0.5 instead. This is a little funky. I think this guy's coming out a little too far. There we go. Okay, that's not halfway. That's about halfway in. Not perfect, but good enough. I don't think you're gonna care too much. Okay, cool. This is a little bit too high. We need to come down one beat here. Nice. Look at that. Cuts in pretty good. There is no seam. Wow. No seam. Okay, edit. You can bring this down. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Great. Looks good. These walls could honestly just come in here like that. That looks pretty good. I like that. We're going to add a 1, 2, 3, 4, the door. We'll add the door here. The door isn't going to be perfectly in the middle, unfortunately. Whoa. Let's go local. Bring this in to 3. Okay, door is going to go here. Bring this back. We should have done this a long time ago, but you know what? Sometimes it's good to just sit on a problem because you don't really know exactly how to solve a problem. And then when you come back to it later, you can be like, yeah, you know what? Let's do this instead and change things up. And it works out better that way. Not always, but sometimes it does. Okay, this, weirdly enough, is like just kind of strange. I don't love where this sits, but I'll leave it for now. I think it has more to do with where this room is actually positioned. I think it has more to do with this room, honestly. So if we... Whoa. Okay, hold on. We got this room, and we got... Whoa, whoa, okay. Let's go to place mode. Grab this. Grab this. Okay. We're going to scale down. I want to move this so that the door is kind of like right on the money, you know? Kind of hard to do. For whatever reason, this just does not want to cooperate exactly. Can we go? What happens if we do this? I think it has something to do with the angle, actually. This is not on a complete right angle. Maybe it is. Never mind. I don't know exactly what's going on here. Kind of driving me, oops, up the wall. Let's actually, you know what we could do? All we gotta do is just move this box over. Let's go to edit. No, let's go to place mode. And we're gonna just move this here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's like right on the money, almost. Not perfect, but way better than before. You come to the middle of the room, that looks pretty good. Okay, not perfect, but acceptable, certainly. Gonna save. Let's add our door in. We'll go to, what kind of door do we want to use? We have these new doors we could also use. We go to poly doors and prefabs. Tons of cool new doors, but they don't really seem like they fit the vibe. This one though, this one does. This is a cool door. All right, let's use this door. This is the door I actually want to add in later. Okay, sometimes selecting these just does not cooperate for some reason, especially when you want to do the rotation. Okay, when I select the rotate tool, there's no option to rotate for some reason. I could rotate on the Y here, 30. Should actually just be 45 even anyway, so we don't need to worry. Okay, let's move this over. We're gonna scale down. It's just clipping a little bit for some reason. As soon as you move it over, it starts to clip. So let's take a look at this. Let's go to the edit mode and just move this back just a hair. There we go. Then we're going to bring this down and connect it there. Okay, great. Now this wall is pretty thin. We can move the wall back so that the door opens in nicer. But when we do that, something weird happens here with these pieces, which we could still dial back. It shouldn't be an issue, but if this frame is here, it's not too big of a deal. Okay. Metal door looks cool, like it. Very neat. Okay. Awesome. We added a door. We now have a room that connects here. Now, in terms of connecting to this room, I don't mind having a hallway right here to have a connector. We also have another option to connect from another route, maybe via vent or some other way. We'll probably put computers on either side here for this room. Make it an easier hack since it's behind guard spawn. Yeah, so circle room for now, I think actually we're going to get rid of. I don't plan to use it. I just wasn't a big fan of the circle room for some reason. I didn't like the feel of it. This map is slowly coming together. We now have a vent system. We need alternative routes still, but we can deal with that later. Get rid of that extra piece. We could have a vent system that goes across here, but it's just not necessary. Maybe, like, I wouldn't mind just doing some texturing in here because it's just an easy break from what we've been doing, and we'll be probably using these textures. We might retexture everything at some point, but let's just have some fun with textures for a bit. Okay, let's grab this surfaces. Nope, place mode. Surfaces. Yeah, there we go. Okay, vent. Nice. Perfect. Place mode, select surfaces. Vent. Nice. Place mode, select surfaces. Vent. Ooh, strange. Didn't completely select correctly. Select this. Select this. Select this. Select this. Select this, and select this. We're going to go to surfaces. Vent. This is a faster way to do it. Awesome. All vented up inside. Except for this part, we need to select place mode. Select this. Surfaces. Vent. Oh, look at that vent system. That looks great. There's a little lip here. Not a big deal. Should work. Awesome. I'm happy with that. I really like how this map is coming together. I'm looking forward to even playing on this map. It's fun. It's fun. I feel like it'll be a fun map to play on. As long as there's enough verticality and different routes to get around to get you to different spots, I think it'll be pretty enjoyable. But that's still gonna be the tricky part, right? Is once we even make the map, then we got to market the map so that people even play it. And considering that Intruder is such a small community, that might be difficult to do. But as long as we make this map as fun as we can, based on the game principles and map knowledge that we have, I think it might be a successful map. I hope it is, but you don't know for sure. But you know, fingers crossed that we make a really fun map for people to play that they really enjoy playing on because it's just fun. Okay, solve the circle to get a semicircle here, so we compromised. Now, how do we want to use this room? So I think this would be a good time to start working on the balcony for this room because we don't have that, and that would give us some ideas of like how we're going to do future events and all that jazz. I do want a trapezoid balcony all the way around here without a staircase. So it's a one-way in kind of deal. Let's take a look at this. So this guy we want to bring out here just so that it is actually completely connected to that wall there. This balcony here, so this is kind of how we want to do our balconies, like this piece. So we're going to bring this in all the way over here. We're going to rotate it. Oh, you can rotate on a pivot point. I don't know how you rotate on the pivot point yet. I haven't completely learned how that works. Oh, you can move the pivot point. Oh, interesting. Okay, cool. Nice. I didn't know you could do that. Okay, let's go with this on 0.5. I'm just gonna scale down so this matches the door. Edit mode, just gonna drag this all the way over here. There's our balcony. How we're gonna duplicate this again. Place D, drag it out here. Now we need to get it on the correct angle. This is going to be the tricky part. Oh, no. There we go. I think we need to scale down the angle to 1 here. so we get the actual correct angle for this this balcony. So far, it is not quite on the correct angle. That looks pretty close. Let's move it over. Looks pretty good. Okay. We're gonna move this over here. What angle is this on? This is on 70-degree rotation, so -70 should do it. Whoa, nope, we don't want to do it that way. We want to take this one, do -70. Nice. That will give it the exact opposite angle. Go back to place mode. Bring this get. Whoa, don't do that. Bring this over here. Nice. That looks pretty good. I think we're in business. Let's edit this just so it comes back all the way, so there's no like issues there. Oh, I don't want it to protrude. I didn't realize that was going to happen. Okay, that does not protrude, thankfully. Okay, cool. I'm going to grab this one. Place D, hold it over to come over here. Okay, nice. That looks pretty good. Protruding, we don't need to be that big. We'll just wrangle it in here. Whoa. There we go. Okay, our balcony is set up here. Nice. We have, so the computer's going to be down here. Guards can come up here. They can also like sit up there and shoot you from behind. So that's kind of like, from an intruder standpoint, that sucks buns. So this is a very intimidating room for an intruder, and a hack that may often be like disregarded because guards will have such a severe height advantage because they can come right out of guard spawn and just go up this ladder here, park their buns right here, and wait for the intruder to come in and just pop him as soon as he comes out to as soon as he comes out. Right there. So we need to give the intruders a fair advantage here, or a fair way to counter that based on the map constraints we are creating, or the map we are creating. So we probably want to make it possible for the intruders to get verticality to get into this room and possibly get behind the guard here. So to do that, perhaps we make a vent system that goes up here. And that could be pretty fun. The vent has a cutout. So I want to rework the surfaces of this room to set them to be a different color. We're going to go with default orange. It's easy to work with. Okay, great. Actually, let's do a different color so we can see the difference between the orange and the rest of the room. So we'll go purple. Place mode, surfaces. No, come on, place mode. Surfaces. Default, where's the purple? Here we go. Okay, there. Now we can see. So we want there to be a cutout here for a vent because this will prevent guards from just camping here the entire time, which would kind of suck for intruders if we do that. We allow that to happen. So we're going to do a cutout here. And there's our vent. Okay, great. So this gives them an option to come to the top floor if they want to and get a jump on those guards. Guards could also alternatively go down the vent if they want to go meet intruders down here. That's up to them. But at least now we have given them some other form to get up here. But to get over here, what are we going to do? How are we going to get up there? So we could add some boxes here and add a vent system that wraps around, which would be kind of fun. You could have like a little vent you can get up from right here. That could be cool. What other ways could we get in there? What other ways could we get in here? Well, I think like a stacked boxes could be kind of fun here. You have 1, 2, 3 boxes. The vent could be in this door here. Or the vent could be on the top here. Ventilation. Where is this? Okay, so I would probably opt for putting the vent right here, and there being some boxes you can get up on into the vent from up there. Or we actually add the vent down below on this side right here, and then have it escalate upwards, which we could do. It's just the geometry for that will be a little awkward, but it could be done. I think boxes would make it easier for us to design as a map, but vertically it would be more fun to like have a vertical vent here. I think that would just be more fun than just climbing up some boxes right here. So we're going to do that instead. Let's go place mode. Let's select these walls for now. We are not going to be using them right away. Let's go find our default orange. Here we go. Okay, so this will help us for measuring because we're not finished with that room yet. This guy, oops, let's go place mode, edit mode. Let's just pull this over here. For some reason, that was not connected. Okay. Okay, great. I'm really happy with how things are coming together. Like, really, really happy. We have 4 rooms for hacks. I'm going to convert this triangle room to a hack, but just a longer term hack. Give guards another way to get in here. Perhaps, maybe from like a vent system right here, they can get up here. Give you a vantage point to see inside. Perhaps. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Okay. From here, I don't mind actually having another door into this room. There could be hacks as well. This map is cool. I like it. So it's so far away from being finished though. Like adding the art and the assets. Oh my god. I don't know how long this is going to take. It's probably going to take quite a while, but I like how many options there are to play this map. Like there's different ways to get around. There's some verticals, there's like different rooms. There's this very dangerous hallway, which we may need to alternatively change how we actually operate this hallway. There's no cover. This hallway is like, if you take this gamble, it could be a high risk, high reward hallway. That's what I'm going to call it. Hard hallway. But there is the option of going through the vent if you want to. So it's not impossible. Okay. So we're kind of working on this triangle room now. In terms of props, I don't think there's a whole lot of props I really want to add right away. I don't know what this room's going to look like later on, but we do need this vent here. This vent is important, so let's work on that vent, and let's figure out where we want to put the vent. So I think a cutout rate about here would be ideal. It'd probably be easier to get there, but you might want to run to a cutout right here because it's close to this door. I think cutout right here would be the most optimal spot right here. So let's do that. The reason why is you don't want it to be so long for you to go up the vent that it's just like painfully agonizing. That would kind of suck. And then this just runs along parallel to the hallway. So if you want to go downstairs, you go through the hallway doors, right to the hack. If you want to take the gamble, alternatively, it would be kind of fun to have another vent here. But I don't even know if we can squeeze a vent in here. Maybe. Can we squeeze a vent in here? I mean, technically it's possible to squeeze a vent in here. Actually, yeah, right into this room. It is possible. It's just going to be a little tricky to figure that out, but we could get a vent here. We could have another vent there. And where does this vent go? This vent goes from this hallway into the main hallway. It's another option. So, oops, camera's kind of wacky now. The vent could go from here to here. Do we need it? Probably not. Or we could have a vent that would optionally go from here to the main hallway, which I think would be better because that takes you to this room, which you might want to get into via a different method or way. I think that would be cool. This is a Vent City. That's why I might even call the map Vent City, depending how many vents we actually end up having in here. This is a route you can take if you don't want to, if you want to redecide to go back into the main hallway. There's always options. There's always options. I wouldn't mind having another catwalk up here, actually, between this room and this room. I think that could be cool. The catwalk extends right here if you decide to get on top of the vent. Honestly, I would make that. I kind of like that idea. That means grabbing this piece here. We're going to grab that for later just to remind ourselves that we want a catwalk there. We're going to do this. I'm going to edit, bring you here. Whoa. It's like that. It's like the way. Edit. Nice. Bring this catwalk over into this room, which will actually make into a big enough room. And alternatively, what we'll do is we'll add a staircase right here. So you can come up across the catwalk. Cool. That adds some more like interesting elements to this hallway as well. I really like that. I think that's a cool addition for movement. Come over here, walk down. Why would you walk down this hallway is a great question. I don't know if anyone's ever going to use this, but it does give you just an additional option. It's probably not going to be used. Like, what's the point of it? Hard to say, unless we have like a hack over here, which I would almost argue we should have a hack over here because it would just make this map a little bit more interesting. I think 6 hacks with 5 required, and then giving the intruders the option to be able to actually start hacking right off the spawn would be fun. But it might make the map too big. It might make the map too big. But I like the idea of like you like walking around the map and then suddenly you see a guard always in like different spots every time you play the map. Like I like that idea. Maybe what we do is actually we turn this room into a hack room. We keep the same map size, but we turn this room into a hack room. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And yeah, that could be an actual option. I'm not opposed to that. I would like to select this and this. Whoa, no. This and this. I want to copy this. Bring this over here. These stairs are very large, but we can minimize how large they are. Let's scale down just so they connect on a nice spot. There we go. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Why do I like that? I don't know why I like that, but I do. I like it. These are unfortunately cutting this out, so we're gonna need to move all these back. That's kind of awkward. We're gonna do that one at a time. Stairs are unfortunately quite a bit of geometry. It's not a huge deal. Oops. To move all these back. Just a little bit of extra work. Okay, so this is still cutting into this spot here, which we don't want to do. We'll have to, I think we should be able to edit this down. Not a big deal. I think we can fix that. Whoa. Why this takes so long, I don't know. There's probably a faster way to do this. But like when I tried to do an edit where you like grab multiple pieces at once, it didn't really want to cooperate. I'm not sure why. It was a little disheartening because that would have been a really fast shortcut. That would have been nice to have. Okay. Oops. Whoa. 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 Oh, cooperating. There we go. Sometimes you just grab the edge of the vertex or vertice. Okay, great. That sort of fixes that problem. Oh, no. Oh, I thought I pulled it farther back. Oh, crap. I didn't. Dang it. Okay. That would explain why it wasn't working the way I had hoped. There we go. Now we gotta do that all over again. Okay. I don't know. I could see like doing this for a living being actually pretty fun. It's just kind of tedious. Like design is really enjoyable, but the challenge is like doing this at speed, like for your company or the company you're working for, which could be pretty stressful because you don't really know how that's going to go or how it's all going to play out. Whoa. Whoa. Hey. Whoa. Okay. Like I think in game dev in general is quite challenging. Like just as a career, it's challenging being able to have a steady income from game development can be difficult, especially when there's so many AAA companies like laying people off all the time. As an indie developer, like your game could be a massive success or it could totally flop. And there's so many games that come out there that are really, lots of them are flops. They never really get that many purchases. People don't play them, which kind of sucks for that person who made the game. Yeah, it's not an easy industry by any means. Okay, I think this is awkward. The door for this is like 4 blocks wide. And this guy is not where he needs to be. Okay, let's move it there. Not bad. I should be able to cut this out. Let's go generate. We'll scale up a little bit. That's P. Go from here. Nice. Let's grab this. Let's duplicate. Drag it over to cut through here. Okay, great. Is this balcony useful for players? Probably not. But it is another option if you want to take it. And I think this balcony does become useful if we add this as a hack room. I think because guards could then rush, like if guards push here, they could push in here to go up this balcony to get into this room. It's a faster shortcut, or they could go underneath and try to get in. They could also go the long way here to get into this room. They come out here. So it's like a high risk, high reward shortcut. Is it the is it the optimal path? Probably not, but it is a path. It is a path. Okay, cool. I'm happy with that. The staircase is interesting. When you come through here, you're going to see a staircase, a vent, a door, and a door. So you have basically three options in front of you. A fourth one if you want to backtrack into the other room, which is an option. It is an option. This is kind of like in a awkward spot in terms of doors where this is placed. I think that'll look a little better. Here, this wall is kind of messing things up, so I might need to... I'm going to duplicate this to move it over, edit. Nope. Edit, move it down, nope. Move this down here. And just move it over so it... Oh my gosh, dude. Sometimes it just does not want to grab the spot you need. Okay, I'm just going to put that there as a way to prevent that like lip from being exposed. Come in here, doors here. Yeah, this is cool. We'll do glass doors here. We'll do glass doors there because we're going to do glass doors here as well. Do we want a door here? This does this need a door? Probably not. I don't think this hallway needs a door. Maybe, actually, it could use a door. A glass door, but it'll be a glass door that you can just swing open. We'll do, and it'll be unlocked. I'll keep that door unlocked. It'll just be a door that is there for the looks. It's a prop door. Man, I really like how this is coming together. You have two balconies here for different reasons. If you see somebody else on that balcony, you can shoot them for fun. There's just options and rooms. The map, it feels big, but it's actually really compact. For like 1v1 though, this map might be a little too big. That's where it might actually see a problem, which is what I'm concerned about. To reduce map size while still making it feel large, we could cut this room in half here, or cut it in half like this. Could cut this room in half. Have a hack point in here. Hack point in here. I like that idea. I like that idea of cutting this in half, actually. Problem is, cutting in half might be a little tricky, but you know what? Actually, it should be pretty easy to clip that. Just slice it in half, add a wall. Easy to do. Keeps the map pretty tight. Are we going to add more rooms? Maybe. Verticality is definitely something we need to add for options. Doing a playtest is going to be the real true expose of whether or not this map is fun for people to play on. I think that worries me more than anything. I just want it to be fun. I think it will be. I think it will be. I like how there's like the spawns are at opposite ends. You have 2 rooms to go through there, 3 rooms to go through here. I almost feel like don't add any more rooms. In fact, cut this out and then just start creating routes through this place as optional ways to get around, and like keep the design like tight. Keep the map feeling big, but in fact it's actually quite small and like cat and mouse like, which is what I'm hoping for. That also doesn't like make our scope so big either. Like this room is so dang big. It's impressive, don't get me wrong. Like it does feel like a big room. But at the same time, it's almost too big, and I feel like it would take a lot of time to add all these props in here. But if we just clip this thing, I think it would be bad. This room is actually pretty big as it is, but it shouldn't be too bad. We can probably make that work. I don't think it's too big of a deal. I wouldn't mind replacing these doors with the metal ones. I think that'd be cool. We'll do that later. This box is interesting, the way it's placed. We have this pipe system. You can come down here. This I would like to blockade off. Actually could. I just wanted a metal grate to do that, and the problem is that the metal grate that we used right here is actually clipping into this wall here. And to do that here, it would stick out, and I'm not really sure how to do that and not have it stick out. I need a solution for just so people don't go down here, just so it's like it's clear that that's not where you go and you just take a right. Don't waste time. I don't really want to have someone back here with a sniper rifle just like taking pot shots at someone over there, though. You know, that could be kind of fun. It just would kind of suck. You know, I'd like to keep the map flowing and moving. I would try to avoid camping spots if at all possible. So this is technically a dead end, and dead ends are bad. There could be another way perhaps to do this here. Maybe we have like a death pit. Actually, you know what? I got an idea. Let's grab this. We got this. Where is this here? Vent cover. Let's copy, paste, move. Did that move the original? Yeah, no, it didn't. Okay. For some reason, I don't know where this is placed on the hierarchy. We're gonna rotate this guy at 90. Where did it go? Why is it over there? Rotate this to 0, actually. There we go. Okay, go back to place mode. Bring it over here into this vent. I have an idea. I'm gonna use this. This is like a just to indicate that like there is nothing here. We should also move this wall back so we can give ourselves some make it clear that this room is off limits. Okay, go back to this vent. Place mode, just bring it out a little bit more. Don't want it to clip through the wall. There we go. Actually rotate this 180. Well, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Why is it over there? What? It's weird when it rotates. Like the pivot point must be just so far off for some reason. Okay, that looks fine. I don't love the way that looks. I think that looks better. Like if you look down here, you're gonna see that vent. Okay, cool. I could just do a pit of death right here. That's what I was thinking. It's like if you fall down that, you die. Or there's got to be some other way. What if I did a smaller circle inside of this? Like, not this guy. Hold on. What if we grab this guy? Copy, paste. Where is he? Go to edit. Bring him all the way over here. You know what? Let's delete that. Forget it. There's got to be a better method for doing this. Could do like a box junction here. That'd look kind of weird though. Like I could put like a box like this on top of this that cuts through. You know, like right here, like that. And then put the vent in there. Well, it looks a little strange. You know, like it looks a little odd to see like this box here. I don't like the look of that. I think it looks better if the pipes connect like so. How do we block the player from going this way? I mean, I could obviously just put an invisible wall. That would work, but then it doesn't feel like natural. It'd be better if there was a vent or something. Is there a way to do this and still hide the vent? There's probably a way to do it. Just haven't thought of it. There's probably a way. I mean, we could like just put a wall here, but that would be not good. No, that wouldn't work. How do we get a vent? We need a circle vent. We don't have one of those. We don't have a circle vent. I mean, what we could do is just put like, we could just, honestly, we could just take this guy. Okay, let's not take that. Let's take this guy. What we could do is just bring this all the way over here, like so. And then just, it stops right here. It doesn't look like, it makes no sense. Because you're like, why does this not keep going? I don't like that. I don't like that, no. I want a vent here. Or like something that blocks the player from going through. That's like clear, like you're not supposed to go that way. I could put rods through here. I could put rods and then an invisible wall, and you can't go past the rods, but then the rods would be kind of weird. The rods would look strange. This vent cover works so well. Like if you could just have this here. Like when you look inside this, it's like, oh, okay, I can't go that way. I can see down there, but I can't go that way. You just set it back a little bit, maybe. Like, oh, okay, but I can go this way. Cool. I like this. I just need to figure out how to make this work. Because if this is clipping through, it just looks like buns. What if I... Hold on, I have an idea. 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 Okay, let's go here. It's idea time. This is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. We're going to use a cylinder and we're going to hide it. We're going to generate cylinder. Okay, we're going to scale up to 0.25. Find our median. Boom. Okay, bring this out. Boom. This is our hiding cylinder. This is a subtract cylinder. We just got to line this up. Whoops, that was a mistake. Line this guy up with this vent here. Okay, we need to actually make it bigger. We need to make it bigger than that. Okay, bigger cylinder time. Generate larger cylinder. There we go. That's almost too large. Okay, good enough. Oh, wait, we still have to generate it. I didn't instantiate the object. Okay, there we go. There. Instantiated. Okay, now we're going to bring this guy over here. We're going to bring this guy over here. Oh, no. But we're only going to be able to... We're only going to be able to hide the outside. This will hide the whole thing. That sucks. Unless we have a smaller piece that prevents it from being hidden. Is this where we do add intersection? Whoa. Actually, it might be where we do intersection. Hold on. Okay. We're going to put that there. This is a... I know we can figure this out. I know we can figure this out. We're going to figure this out. This is going to be this guy here. We're going to grab this. We're going to edit it to surfaces. No, we're going to edit to nope. Place the whole thing. Surfaces purple. Purple. Okay. Going to bring this in. Okay, this is our exterior. No, that's not going to work. It's not going to work. We need the interior. We need the interior purple. Okay, so this guy, go to edit mode it. Bring this out. Okay, place. Actually, we don't even need to bring that out. Just need to get rid of this. Need to generate again. This is our interior. Purple, perfect. Okay, place mode, edit. We can fire that back in after. So what I'm thinking is, let's go bring you here. We need to figure out how to make this appear. Whoa. Subtraction. Okay, this is a subtraction. Now the issue is the subtraction needs to be below this vent. So let's undo that. Let's bring this over here. Oops. This is going to be one of the most tricky challenges we've had to do yet, but I think if we can understand how to do this, it's going to make it much easier for doing other objects later on down the road. Okay, we need to find where this is. Vent cover 1, great. So it's at the very bottom, and we need to subtract. We have this brush here, which we need to make it below vent cover. This is rename vent cover subtraction. Outer subtraction. That's what we're going to call it. Now, if we subtract this and we move it over here, it doesn't work because it's not inside of. Okay, we got to undo that. We got to put this brush back here. Vent cover. When you put the vent cover in here, you put this below the vent cover. If we do subtraction here and we move this over, it still doesn't subtract the vent. Yeah, that's not going to work. Yeah, I was counting on it getting rid of this asset, and it doesn't do that. Okay, so this isn't going to work. How do we? I want that vent there, but I don't know how to do it without it appearing. Maybe, hold on. Maybe I just need to scale it down and I can maybe get this to fit. Maybe I'm overthinking this, you know? I could be. I might not be. I think I'm not, but okay, let's just go to scale. Scale a little bit. Move it over. Just scale by like only the amount we need to. Move it. It clips just a little bit. Dang it. But it doesn't clip on the side though. Hold on. Maybe it'll work. Maybe this will work because the vent is pretty thick. So far not working. Come on. Come on. We move it up. Okay, so the corners are there. They're obviously not as noticeable, but still like, dang. But you know what we could do? We could put a ring here. We could put like a galvanized steel ring here. And it would look a little bit out of place, but it wouldn't be that bad. And we wanted to put a galvanized steel ring here anyway, so maybe this is time for us to use the ring, and then we can actually make this work. I think we have found a solution to our problem. I think. Let's go back to place mode and just bring it down just a smidge. Let's scale it up just a smidge. Where's the scale? Where's the scale? Why is the scale all the way over there? For some reason, the scale mode is like gone. There we go. Scale mode's back. Just need to scale it up just a just a little bit. Just a little bit more. Okay. Back to, whoa. Back to place mode. Okay, that looks pretty acceptable. Maybe one more. Okay, now we move it down. Okay, great. Now I think what we can do here is make a galvanized steel beam or a ring. It's on the vent, so it's not. It should look normal. We want to scale down just a bit. We don't want it to be too obtruse. A band. How big do we want the band? I think the band being that big would be probably fine. 0.25. Let's make the band that big. I don't want it to look like a really annoying looking pipe or anything like that, but let's go here. It still unfortunately has a clip there. Bummer. It needs to be slightly thicker for it to work. Rats. That's so close. That was so close. I mean, no one's probably going to notice that, but I'll notice that, which will drive me nuts. Okay, let's go back. Let's see. We'll do the big one. We'll do the big one. Let's generate. Okay. Go. Do a full meter thickness. How does this look? Honestly, it doesn't look bad. It just looks a little out of place. Like it looks like it's just almost a little too thick. But it does hide this vent. And if we do subtraction mode, well, no, we need to move to subtraction mode here. This guy would need to be farther down. Like there. Do subtraction mode. This works. We have the vent here, which is what we wanted. You can see down there, but we don't. It blocks you off. We could alternatively just make it thicker. Which could look a little bit better. Maybe. Let's see. Let's select the whole thing and do surfaces. Let's go steel. Steel looks a little odd, but if we do surfaces vent, that looks actually like it belongs on the vent. Not very noticeable. Does give it some depth. I don't mind that. Then we can also actually add one right there, which would be cool. Yeah, I actually kind of like this. I think we can work. I think we can make this work. And alternatively adds a bit of depth on each spot of the pipe here, which I honestly don't mind at all. That looks pretty good. Go to the halfway marker. This is an issue right here, but the problem is that it's just not low enough, or it's not high enough. For this guy, we need to bring this guy a little lower down the brush hierarchy. Whoa. Where is this having a problem? This one needs to go lower. this one. Oh, this is that surface right there. If we just move it back one piece, I think it resolves it. But this is where we want it. But if we change that surface, it changes this whole surface, unfortunately. So that's awkward. Also eclipse through here. We don't want that anyway. Okay, so we're gonna take this guy and go here. And because of that, we're also gonna do that for here as well. I think it's less of it looks not as good because I think it would be better if it looked thicker. Oops. Like so. I think that would look more normal. Or like even like that. It's like a massive vent. This one pokes out less, but you know what we could do to fix this is make the radius like tighter. Or like make this just a ring. Like what if we just made this a ring? We added a generate here and we go like this. So it just covers the outside. We're going to subtract like so. And what if we just grab this? Oops. And then we move it in. This might work. No, that does not work. Wait, no. If we move it farther up, it might work. Farther up in the hierarchy. Create parent. And if we move this farther up here, like there, maybe even further. It was like 1 on 120. Yeah, it works. Look at that. Look at that. It's just a ring. And then we can grab this piece. This piece, we can duplicate it over here. And I think this one would actually probably be better served being halfway through, not all the way through. Like so. Yeah, that looks nice. Does it work? It does. Where is that piece that we just made? Here we go. Okay. We're gonna grab this again. Whoops, we're gonna go D, bring it all the way down, all the way over here. Actually, we could probably just do it right here. This could be the seam. Nope. That could be a seam right there. That looks fine. That looks totally fine. Does that look totally fine? That does not look totally fine. How fine does that look? Not that fine. We can rotate it. We can rotate it. We can go like this. Now we can move it. Nope. Go to move. For whatever reason, that looks a little strange there. We put it like that. That kind of fixes it, but kind of doesn't. If you move it in, it also doesn't fix it. It only works if it's like right beside it, unfortunately. But I think there's another piece that we can use. So let's undo this. Let's take this piece all the way over here. We have a couple spots we can put it on before we work on the other ones. Did I get that right on the money? I did. All right, sweet. And then once again, hold D to put it here. And D again to put it here. This vent here, we want to grab the vents. We want to grab the vents. Where's the vents? Vent S door, 3, 4, vent door, vent cover. Oh my god, there's just so many vent doors. Vent door 3, do 1, vent door. Wow, we really didn't think about this before handling it, did we? Okay, we have this guy. Where is this? Vent door. Okay, pipe vent. This is what it's called. If we go to edit mode, we should be able to edit mode, place mode. If we move this over just a hair, that looks better. Okay, this pipe should look good. Does. No clipping. We have the grate here, which now works. This guy is probably what we want to use elsewhere. But we also want, oops. Is it just this guy? Yeah, I think it's just this ring. Okay, just this ring. If we bring this ring down all the way over here, we should be able to make this work because this is just a full circle and oh, it's not cutting. Okay, that's okay. We just all we have to do for this guy is we have to just change where he is in the hierarchy and this should work no problem. Move this over a bit. Bit more, oops, bit more. Down a bit, no. That looks pretty good. That looks like it will function. Nice, okay. And then if we find out where this is, this just needs to go probably above the pipe vents up to like around 100 and it should be okay. Yep, looks good. Okay, we can duplicate it again. Make our way over here. To this guy. This corner. Do the same thing, push it in. You now have a seal right there. Unfortunately, it's a little tall, so we'll just bring it down a bit. Ooh, this is awkward. It's almost a little too thick for this piece here. Maybe what we can do, scale down a bit just to move it ever so slightly down to like about there. It's not scaling on that so much. It's gonna hang down a little bit here. Can we edit this? Probably. Or we could just make a smaller circle. So let's go back to place mode, go over here, bring this down, go to a generate. We'll generate a cylinder based off this one. We're just going to make it slightly smaller. About there. Okay, about the same. We want the same thickness. Instantiate the object. I don't think you're going to be able to notice the difference between these two. Move this one to the side. This one we're going to move in. I go to global. Move it in here. Move it up. Okay, great. Move it out. Do a little bit of a rotate. Like so. That looks pretty good. Now it is not on the level we need it to be. Oh, how good is that? We can make this go up just a little bit. Oops. Move this up just a bit. It's no longer clipping with the stairs here. Could actually bring it over just a bit more. Is there a second one here? There is. What's going on? Oh no, never mind. We just don't have it close enough to where the seam is. There we go. Push that in there. Bring it out just a bit. Okay, that should be okay. Now on the hierarchy, we want to bring this around to about brush number 100 or so. There we go. Looks fantastic. Get rid of that one. We now have some more depth to our pipes. They look a little bit more like they belong, sort of, and we can alternatively color them later if we want to do that. So with surfaces, so that's nice. We can get fancy with it. We can go vent 2 if we want to, or vent, or leave as regular vent for now. Great. Pipe should be manageable. We solved this problem. It feels like level design is just a series of solving problems. That's really what it is. It's just identifying and solving problems, and sometimes using like strange ways to solve those problems to solve them. Okay, awesome. We're going to save, and we're going to take a little break here. I might come back for a bit more. I probably will, and then we'll see what else we can get done. Catch you in a second. Okay, we're back. Yeah, I was thinking about, like, you know, people who are watching this, if there is anyone who will ever watch this, I don't know. Like, maybe. I was thinking of doing this for like a while, just to like complete this map at the very least, and then probably switch projects to doing something else. I don't have high hopes that there's going to be an audience for this type of content. It's long, and it's, you know, very methodical of me going over areas again and again, but that really is what I guess map making is just, you know, spending time working on little problems and solving them, and it's not as fast of a process as I used to think it was. I used to think, oh, just make maps faster. Now I completely understand why Arc Raiders like did not perform well. Like after it, like it did really good at the beginning, but then after a while it just kind of panned out because they had promised all this future content via maps. And we did get the Stella Montes map, which was really great, but after that it just kind of like petered out, and the rate of content coming out was not as fast to keep up with the hype. If it was, it would be a completely different story. And maybe one day artificial intelligence will allow that to happen, and we'll be able to make maps faster with AI, maybe, or we'll have different tools that can enable us to like just visualize worlds and put them into creation quicker. But it was sad that that didn't get to happen because I really liked that game. I thought it was a really cool game, but it went from PvPvE to pretty much just PvP because there wasn't really much else to do. Okay, well, yeah, I don't know if my series on the YouTube channel is going to do well. So far, it's actually been bombing pretty bad, and it's been hard to continue because when you see the metrics and the numbers, you're like, I should just go do something else. This is not working. But then again, I'm having so much fun doing this, and I'm like, I don't know if I really want to do that, though. Oh, wait a minute. Uh-oh. What happened here? Did I not save? This is supposed to be here. Whoa, hold on. I think I made a mistake. Okay, we're good. For some reason, that was just missing. I'm not sure why. Okay, let's save. Now it's saved. We also need to put one here, here, and here. We're going to get rid of this guy. And this one we're going to put back into the wall here. Okay, great. That was a little too far. There should also be a grate here. I thought we had another grate here. Am I tripping? Maybe not. We do not. We could put another grate in here. Where is this? This guy. Just duplicate this now. Okay, let's put this over here. We'll have two. So if you're looking through here, you'll see another one on the far end. It's kind of like just a kind of neat like addition, not necessary, but just, you know, makes the map feel a little bit more interesting, I suppose. Okay, so we're gonna grab this guy here, bring him over. This is also gonna suffer from the same problem. What we need is the models that we were using for, was it game object to brush? Yeah, it might be these. Yeah, it's these guys. Okay, that's what we need. I think it's this one. There should be like two pieces here. There should be another one. There should be another piece right here. Okay, let's select this guy. See if we can find the piece that's in here. 36, 140. That's the big one. Okay, it's 138. 138, 135. We're gonna grab these, bring this here. Yes, this is our pipe ring. Okay, great. Bring this here and then rotate it. Minus 90. Okay, great. Looks fine. Now we just gotta move it over. Whoa. Like so. Looks good. Now push it in. Right here. There we go. That looks good. Okay, great. Now we just duplicate it again. We have it on the other side. Fantastic. And duplicate it one more time to get it right here. Great. And this vent here, we can select, or copy, paste, and then move it all the way over here. So it is inside, like so. Should be able to see it. Great. Looks good. Okay, we have updated the pipe. That looks awesome. I am happy with that. Pipe is finished. The ventilation is like finished. The only thing that needs to be done is the texturing for that, and we'll have to get around to that later. It looks like we'll probably be like raising this roof a little bit, just so you can see the full pipe. Oops. Scale up to 0.5, then we'll raise it up. There we go. Okay, we'll be putting a roof on top of that, I'm sure. Okay, great. Looks good. So, shooter spawn, giant honking pipe. Pipe goes there, and there's this into the pipe. You're gonna get in here. You're gonna like, ooh, what's over here? Go down the pipe hole, find out what's over there. You know what we could do is, well, no, we're not going to do that. I was thinking if we could put like another grate right here to prevent you from actually going further, and you can only go into this vent, but then it would be like, what's the point of the pipe? No one would ever use it, so forget that. Okay, we put the pipe seals around here. I like that. Adds more depth to the geometry. It looks good. Nice. All right, so what's next? Well, I would like to actually start working on the railing at some point, but that's kind of a big project, so I might save that for tomorrow. I wouldn't mind adding some glass doors here. This is going to be an interesting sight line. Maybe. Not really. This could be an interesting sight line. It's pretty small, but you know what sight line is going to be the most interesting is I was thinking it's this one. You can fire a sniper all the way into this room, which is pretty cool, I think. And I kind of want to keep that blast doors all the way through. So if you're in the vent and you have a sniper, you can just go pop if someone happens to be there. And if anyone ends up deciding to come out on this lane. However, that also could be a bad thing. So maybe we should change the doors to a different type of door, because if we do have a sight line all the way here, that could change things. That could change the gameplay in a significant way, so that we have a sniper camper here on a objective point, which is probably not great. I mean, it is like, if you are smart, you know, you could be able to hack without, perhaps, depending where we put the node, without getting tagged. But it could be kind of fun if you do have a sniper to be there. It could be a common sniper location. Can you get rid of the sniper? Yes, you can. You can come up in the vent behind him, or alternatively, maybe we add a ladder somewhere, or another entry point from here to get somewhere else. Okay, so I'm happy with, oh, now what I was thinking actually earlier on, I was thinking it might be interesting to actually have this this balcony, or this what do we want to call this? Scaffolding. Yeah, sure. No, it's not. Catwalk. That's the word I was looking for. Catwalk. I was thinking it might be interesting to put this catwalk all along this pipe here. I thought that might be kind of cool. And the only problem is this room here. If we do bring the catwalk out here on top of this pipe, we would need a place for a ladder, and we'd either have to put the ladder up right here to get on top, or maybe right here. We could put the ladder right here. Actually, we could have the catwalk on both sides, have the ladder come out right here. That could work. And yeah, have the catwalk run all the way on top of the pipe, all the way out here. And you would have a second ladder, maybe. Where would the second ladder be? Second ladder would be like right here, maybe. I thought that would be kind of cool to add some more depth to this room before we like seal it off. I think that'd be pretty sweet. I like that idea. So I think we're going to do that. This roof, for now, we're going to dial back so we have room to work with in here. Nah, it's not the way we want to do it. There we go. Okay, give ourselves some more room. We're going to grab this guy, go to place mode. I'm going to duplicate him. Then we're going to rotate. I like the idea of there being a lot of depth or options for you to take, especially even if they're like really clear. Okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to change the angle here to 15. Change the angle back to 15. Okay, that's flat. Whoa. Go to place mode. There we go. There we go. Okay. We'll intersect there. Now, for some reason, this feels off-grid. I don't know why. Let's go -180. Okay, that might have been because we had the previous thing set up before. Okay, so let's move this down. Let's go into the edit mode. Make sure this clips, oops, with the wall. If we can just grab the piece we need. Okay, great. Here, we're going to scale down so it doesn't clip too much. Oops. We need to grab the scaling one. Just attach right there. Okay, perfect. Okay. This guy, what's the rotation of this guy? -90. Okay, we can go to place mode. We're going to duplicate it, drive it all the way over here. Back to scale to 0.25. That looks pretty good. So we'll have a little balcony up here. This is protruding. We don't need it to. Cut it into there. Okay, nice. Where are we going to add a ladder? I think we're going to add a ladder right here. add some boxes or something like that. So it's it is whatever, but we'll add another piece over here. But first, we're going to go to the far end. So we're going to duplicate this guy. Hold D. Send them all the way over here. So I think we can just use one piece here and just push it through and clip it through. It shouldn't be a problem. Now, for some reason, this right here is a little too high, so we're going to need to scale it down a little bit. Just to push it below so it doesn't clip. Not a big deal. Okay. Go back to 0.25. Okay, this one. Need to scale. Bring it over here. This one will also need to get clipped down. Should be able to fix that, no problem. Shouldn't be too much. Shouldn't be too difficult to do. Okay. Let's do that right now. Oops. Okay, go to place mode and just drag this down just a smidge. Okay, great. Fix 0.25. Okay, we need another one of these. Duplicate. Bring them over here. Now we're going to rotate. Or do -90. No. Let's actually pull out the rotate tool to do this. Rotate tool is not cooperating. Okay, here we go. Move it over. Nice. Is that too much? There, that should be good. This one is actually not tight enough. We need to move this over just a bit so it just flushes with the wall. Okay, great. This one's overhanging way too much. You're gonna reel this. Oh boy, go to local. Reel this guy in. Whoa, not that way. There we go. Okay, let's scale down. Try to get this lined up really nice. As nice as we can. That looks pretty good. Pretty lined up. Could probably make it a little bit better. Honestly, I don't think you're really going to notice that corner. It's like it's pretty mild. I mean, I noticed that, but I don't think it's that bad. It's pretty decent. Okay, we'll adjust it just a little bit more. Just a hair more. Okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Acceptable. Acceptable. Okay, so this flies down here. Now this this wall here, we can actually see that the problem with this wall is it's not at 90. Can bring that out a bit to make it a bit more flush with this this walkway. Like so. Which is fine. And then this wall here, oops, this wall here. Ooh, no, we want to grab this piece right here. Okay, this wall is tricky, and I guess we got to bring this out a bit. But if we do that, how much does this affect over here? Not that much. Not really noticeable. I don't think it's that big of a deal if we do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go back. Let's take this edge instead. Let's grab this edge. Oops. Hello, this guy. Grab this edge here. Oh, maybe we can't grab the edge. That's unfortunate. Okay, in that case then, yeah, we're gonna move the wall out. Because it's also like whipping there, so move the wall over just so it becomes flush here. Pretty minor. I don't think anyone's going to notice that, to be honest, so it should be fine. There's this little bend here, but it works. I'm not going to get too fussy about it. Okay, we now have a catwalk on top of the pipe, which is cool. So it's another optional route you can take to go through here. It's not required. You don't have to go up there, but you can. Does it overhang the pipes too much? I don't think so. I mean, it could be a little bit more narrow if we want it to be. How wide is it? It's 4 blocks wide. Could make it more narrow. I'm pretty okay with it. Like, let's see. If we if we come over here, we could bring this in, but ooh. Yeah, right, that's an edge. That's a what do you call this? This is a oh, what's that word again? Chamfered edge. This is a chamfered edge. And if we move the chamfered edge, it's not going to cooperate the way we want it to. But the chamfered edge looks pretty nice, so I think we can just leave it. We don't need to edit the chamfered edge. Chamfered edge is functionally working. I'm fine with the thickness. It could be a little bit less thick though, granted. Like if you come through here, you might be able to see someone up there. You might not, which is kind of cool because you might be able to sneak up there. You might be able to get away with it too. We'll put a like asset here and a ladder. Do we have ladders? Ladder? Oh my god, we have a ladder. Let's scale this guy. Can we scale him? We gotta go into the edit mode. I think we can. It's just a standard ladder that came with prefabs. This ladder looks a little sus. We might want to thicken it up a bit. Okay, here we go. This ladder's a little bit more thick now. That looks good. That's a believable ladder. Or make it a little taller. About there. Should go a little bit shorter and bring it up a bit. Nice. Okay, we're going to rotate the ladder so it leans against, either it leans or it's like butt up against this. Okay, so we're going to probably need to make this ladder taller. So where is this ladder? We're going to go back to scale. Scale it down a little bit more. Okay, is it fine if it clips through the floor a little bit? I'm okay with that. Okay, we're gonna bring this down. Here, ladder should come out here. Okay, great. Optionally, we could just have the ladder last rung be right here. That might look more believable with the railing we're gonna add later. This ladder, actually, we should model the railing off this ladder. Let's go to scale. I wouldn't mind scaling this just to be a little bit thicker. Thickens up the whole ladder, but that looks pretty good. I like that. Pretty thick looking ladder, and it looks nice. Okay. Thick ladder. Okay. Let's go to surfaces and see what we can do with this guy. Can we change the surface of this ladder easily? I don't know. Doesn't look like it. I think we got to do this manually. Let's go to galvanized. Oops. Galv. Looks like we can... Wow, this ladder's a juke. This ladder's not cooperating. Let's get close. There we go. Okay, galvanized steel the ladder. That looks pretty good. I could do vent 2 as well. Let's try that. Vent 2. So I'll just look. That looks pretty good, actually. Oops. Looks kind of weird. We'll go galvanized steel. This room with the vent 2 on the outside looks pretty wild. This guy, hold on. What's going on here? We have to fix this. Don't need that there. It's an extra piece of geometry. Optimize this further by just bringing this down. Oops. There we go. Optimized. One less piece of geometry to calculate. Okay, ladder looks cool. Now we just need a ladder here so we can get up this ladder, which is this box. Now, before we edit that, let's select this guy. And what we want to do with this is we want to add component. I believe it is object tagger. No, we don't want to add component. What we want to do is go into ladder, or default here. We want to find our collision. Dynamic occlusion, receive shadows, mesh render, no, cast shadows, per object motion, shader standard. I think we need to figure out how to turn off collision. There's a way to do this. I know there's a way to do this. I think I need to find a tutorial video to turn this off. Motion vectors, no. Mesh render, materials, galvanized steel, tag. It's not that. Dynamic occlusion. Add component. If we add object tagger, can we just do door trigger glass screen? Ignore player. Could be ignore player. Let's see what happens if we add ignore player. I'm just going to save that and see what happens if I can run into that. We're going to test that right now. Play scene intruder. That might, I don't think that's what we need, but that might be another option that actually works with the collision. That's probably, we should probably Google what we actually need to do here to add this ladder. I was thinking this earlier. I'm like, oh, I should add ladders. I haven't added ladders yet. It's important for me to add ladders because it's a feature. We should use it. Okay. Oops. I gotta fix that. Okay, this is locked. Let's open this door. Okay, run down the hallway. This looks pretty good. I like this. Another thing I need to do is make sure that bullets pass through the vents. I don't want them to not pass through the vents. Okay, so this ladder ignores player. Okay, perfect. I think that's what we want. And yeah, there we go. Okay, that is working. Okay, we can pass right through this ladder, which is what I wanted to happen. Okay, great. Perfect. So that does what we want to do. This guy, all we need to do is scale it and bring it all the way over here. Like so. Wow, that's almost like too big. Okay, let's grab you. Bring you up here. Bring you over to the ladder. Okay, great. So that should function as a ladder. Should function. Let's scale it down just a bit. No, scale it a little bit more up. Bring it up. There we go. Okay, let's save that. Let's just move it over so it's closer to the ladder. Save. So intruder, play scene intruder. I don't know if that ladder volume shows up or not. I can't remember. I think the ladder volume might show up in the play. I might need to make that transparent. I might need to just turn off mesh render for the ladder volume. That's probably what I gotta do, actually. Okay. Oh, that's random. Okay, cool. I'm gonna put a ladder there as well. Oh, cool. Okay, the ladder volume doesn't show up. Perfect. Question is, can we get up the ladder? Okay, we need a block to allow us to move up the ladder, like an invisible wall here, so we can move up the ladder without the ladder being an issue. Okay, so Because when we go to move up the ladder, it just doesn't work the way we want it to. So what we need here is a game object. We're going to get a 3D object and we're going to get a cube. Here we go. Great. Got a cube. We got ourselves a cube. Going to move the cube behind the ladder. Okay, great. We're going to scale this cube. If it'll let us scale the cube. For some reason, we try to scale the cube. It doesn't want to cooperate. Let's turn off there. Let's turn off that. We'll turn off real-time CSG for a moment here while we make this cube. Okay, we're gonna edit. Actually, it's better to just scale this thing. Scale it. Okay, we're gonna move this thing down. So the only reason we're putting this here is so that when we try to move up the ladder, we can, and there isn't a problem. We'll make it invisible, and we'll put it inside of the ladder. Like so. That should work no problem. This clips. Okay, great. So now all we got to do is just turn this mesh render off and we don't see that cube anymore. And to select and duplicate this, we're going to save first. We're going to grab this guy. Can we grab all three of these objects? I don't know if we can. Okay, we might need to get a little fancy here. Let's find that cube again. This is ladder wall. Rename. Invis ladder wall. Okay, we're gonna select the ladder. And where's the final ladder? Ladder. Where did we input it? I don't know. Vent cover, door, emergency. Nope. Vent cover, transparent hallway stairs. Tall handle. Nope. Did we spawn it up here? It doesn't look like it. Weird. All right, let's just select this for a second and move it over so we can select our ladder. Where is this? Oh, it's like right here. Oh, it's like literally above spawn. Weird. Okay, we're gonna bring this down here. Bring this over here. And this is gonna be our ladder. So we're gonna grab these and we're gonna create parent. Make parent. I can't do that. Children of a prefab instance cannot be deleted or removed, and components cannot be reordered. Cancel. Okay, let's just game objects. Let's just create empty ladder 1. And we're gonna grab these 3 guys and we're gonna put this inside ladder 1. Okay, there we go. Ladder 1 done. Okay, so now all we need to do is duplicate this. We got ladder 2, and we're going to move this ladder 2 all the way over to the other side of the hallway over here. So the question is, do we want to add another line here? I don't think we need to. I think all we need to do is just add the ladder, and that should suffice. This should work. Don't any issues. Ladder looks nice. So you can come in here. How does that look? You got a ladder there. Cool. There's verticality as soon as you enter here. There's options. You got a door up there, or there will be a door up there. You got this ladder here. Let's test it. Intruder. Placing an intruder. The reason why we wanted to add that invisible wall behind the ladder is because usually players will just run forward into a ladder and expect the character to move up. And if they run forward, they'll just pass through the ladder instead of actually moving up. They'll only end up moving up a little bit, which is not great. This ladder looks like the rungs are a little farther apart, but okay, gets us up. It works. You get down if you want to. Can you move with a gun on your hands? You can. Can you do it silently? You can. Look at that. Smooth as butter. Okay, let's go test this one, make sure it works. We also want to make sure that we tag that ladder, both of them actually, with bullets that they can pass through. As you can see, this bullet is not passing through, which is not good. So gotta fix that. And we get up. Okay, great. Exit to main. So let's go into our ladders here. Got invis wall. We're gonna add component, object tagger. We're gonna add we're gonna add ignore bullet. Where's ignore bullet? That's miss. Ignore mesh merge default untagged. Where's ignore bullet? Ignore bullet. There we go. And we're going to go to this ladder. Add object tagger. Ignore bullet. Boom. Saved. Okay, now our ladders can be duplicated and used elsewhere, which is great. Now we have an option to use those. So optionally, we could use a ladder right here if we want to. We don't need to, but it is an option to come up that way. We could use a ladder here as well if we want to go that way. If you want to shortcut yourself into this this hole here to get on the balcony, you could get on the balcony this way, which could be kind of fun actually. I think we should add a ladder here, or just like another route you can take if you want to get on top of the balcony. But you'd have to go through a door regardless. So that getting on top of this balcony, you won't be able to like speed run on the balcony. Okay. Awesome. So far, so good. I like how everything is turning out. I think it's turning out pretty fantastic. Okay. So we now have this stuff in gear. I think here, actually, what we want to do is get rid of this. We're going to go back to real-time CSG. We're going to get rid of this piece. The reason why is because we want to make sure that this like rung, or like, how do you call it? This catwalk stays consistent. So when we do our asset or our art pass, that everything looks as it should. Here, we're just going to drag this in here. Now I'm doing this because I want to keep the beveled, or the not the beveled, the chamfered edges. I want to keep the chamfered edges looking as they should. Whoa, don't want to do that. Where's this guy? Here we go. Okay, chamfered edges here. Now on this side, I don't mind extending this all the way over. Actually want to, whoa. I wish I could delete these chamfered edges. I don't know if it's possible to delete that. Can I delete that? Oh, I can delete edges. Oh, perfect. I didn't know you could do that. That's huge. I didn't know you could delete the edges. Okay, great. I'm gonna move this over here. So this edge stays chamfered. The other ones do not. I'd also like to chamfer this. We don't need to, but I think it would look nice. So we could optionally do that as well. Chamfering the stairs, though, on the other hand, is kind of a pain in the butt. We may not do that. We may not do that. Okay. This can stay chamfered. This one, I don't know. I don't think it'd be easy to chamfer the edges of the stairs. I think it'd be actually quite difficult. But let's see what we can do here. Let's try it. Let's play around with it. So we're gonna grab this guy, take him out. We're gonna rotate him. Like so, 90 degrees. Gonna move him. Okay, we're going to edit. We're gonna pull this back. Then we're gonna take this guy. And this has a lot of stair options here, but we need to just grab the top one. So we're going to find our stairs object inside of our side here. We're going to rename this stairs. Okay, we're going to look for brush 1, which is at the bottom. We don't want brush 1. We want brush 25, which is this guy. Okay, so for now, what we're going to do is we're just going to move this brush just out of the way. We don't want to delete it just in case we want to end up using it later. might not like how this turns out. Now we're going to take this in here and we're going to sync this up with this guy. This one we're just going to, whoa, pull all the way to the door. This one we're going to pull into here. So the chamfered edge now merges, which looks pretty good. I like that. Okay. Now we're going to bring this all the way over to the stairs. Now, did we do this correctly? I think we did. Question is, how do we know that this is going to look good? We don't. Okay, but it chamfers the edge on the top there. I think that looks fine. I don't think it needs to look perfect. I think we chamfer the steps should still look fine. Where are these stairs? These stairs are here. Let's see, where is where, oh boy, let's collapse the stairs. Let's collapse these. Do we have a custom hallway stairs ramp? Transparent hallway stairs ramp. That is right here. Okay, let's just turn off the mesh render for a second. Let's take a look at this. Does that work? Looks fine. Looks like it's working. Okay, great. I want to actually duplicate these. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put that over here on those stairs. Okay, so let's save this. What I want to do is whenever we duplicate these stairs, I kind of want this transparent hallway stairs ramp to actually be part of the stairs model. So when we select this model, I want to have the transparent hallway stairs ramp inside this model. And to do that, we're going to need to find out where that transparent hallway stairs are. Okay, so this is, hopefully I can find this. Okay, I don't know if I can. I put it inside stairs, transparent hallway stairs. I want this to be at the top. Okay, and so when we grab this and we decide to move it, maybe I shouldn't do that. You know what? We're not going to do that. We're just going to leave it as it is. Transparent hallway stairs ramp. We're going to take this. We're going to copy, paste, and we're going to take our other transparent hallway stairs ramp. I'm going to turn on the mesh render so we can see where the heck it is. Whoa, don't need to do it there. Is there two of them? Yes, there is. Wait, if I move this down, does this one still show up? Yeah, it does. Okay, so this guy, we're going to go on local, global. No, we're not. Okay, now we're going to go on global. This is stairway ramp 2. Bring this over here to make sure that our stairs work. I totally forgot to do this. Okay, just push this into the wall and it should work. Okay, now these stairs work. I forgot about this completely. Okay, great. Those stairs should work. Okay, great, awesome. So easy to forget like an object or something. Like I used to think like, oh, I'll not forget anything, but then I'm like, oh, I completely forgot about these stairs. Okay, let's turn off the mesh render. I'm going to rename these. Rename transparent. Yeah, let's just leave it. Transparent. Rename invis. Rename invis room stairs ramp. This one is not, this one is invis triangle room stairs ramp. Rename biz triangle room stairs ramp. Rename This one is invis, hallway, stairs, ramp. Okay, cool. Invis, vent ramp 1, invis, vent ramp 2, invis, vent ramp, rename, invis, vent ramp, guard. Okay, sweet. Okay, so we're starting to like organize our hierarchy a little bit more. We should obviously do that more consistently as we work with the objects. That's something I should start doing or paying more attention to as time goes on, which I haven't been doing. Okay, so this guy here, if we open this up, find this selector, we got stairs here. This guy we do not need. We can get rid of him because we added this, and I think this looks acceptable. You know, it's not perfect nor ideal, but it is acceptable. I think you should be able to get up from there. This guy, we need to move here. There, that should no longer clip. Perfect. Could optionally add a vent underneath these stairs, which could be cool. And that vent could either go into this room, which would be kind of fun as another option. Or we have a vent that goes right here. So we'll have some more vent options as time allows, or as time goes on, we'll figure out what to do with that. The railing I'm going to tackle probably tomorrow. I think tomorrow will be a good time to tackle the railing. This guy, on the other hand, these stairs, honestly, I almost feel like we should have just left the stairs as they were, because especially in this hallway over here, it's just difficult. Like, this is part of the catwalk, but these stairs are almost like not part of that, and I almost wouldn't mind moving the stairs closer to this hallway. Well, you know, maybe we should do that. Maybe that's what we should have done. Okay, let's do that. Okay, let's pull this back, undelete this. We're gonna grab this guy and we're gonna delete him. This guy, we're gonna grab number 25 and we're going to shift him over all the way. All the way. We're gonna go back all the way over. Whoa. Just wanted to grab the blue. Okay, now do we have a problem here? I think we need to go down more. 0.125. There we go. Now that lines up. Okay, great. So we're going to edit this guy specifically and bring him back. Now, the reason I want to do this is I just think this area would be better served if the stairs were just a little bit tighter to the door. And I just think it would look nicer. I honestly just think it would look nicer. Problem is this is going to cut into here, which is going to look a little awkward when we move that. So we might need to move these back quite a bit. Maybe we do that now. Do we want the stairs here? I think the stairs look good either way, here or further back. They probably won't. Let's move the stairs first and see what they look like before we actually adjust all that, because we might change our minds. We might change them. Okay, we have stairs. And then we have the cutout. So if I move these, what happens? Yeah, we gotta grab the cutout too. Question is, where are the other stairs? Okay, here we go. These are stairs. Appears to be stairs. And these are the other stairs. Okay, so these, I don't know what this is. That's over there. Ah, I see. Okay. So let's grab these, put them here. Stairs, stairs cutout. I'm gonna rename. Stairs cutout. And then we're going to create empty. No. Create parent. Create empty parent. Stairs cutout underneath this. Okay, these are together. Great. And if we move this, we go to place mode, we can select both these and they move together. Okay, awesome. Oh, it doesn't even look like we had to adjust it. Okay, great. So we can push this back a bit. So you're gonna come out around this corner and you're gonna have stairs over here, which you can go up to the catwalk. And honestly, I think we could just take out number 25 here and edit it so we can pull it back. Oops. Pull it back to about there. And we'll push it right into the wall here. So go back to game object. These are hallway stairs. We're going to grab hallway stairs and place hallway stairs a little bit further in here. Like so. Look at that. That's like right on the money. Looks good. And it's not also cutting this out, which we didn't want anyway. That looks great. I like that. Okay, cool. Now let's grab this guy and edit this ledge here. Or edge, I should say. Man, that looks really good. Now, the problem is that we probably didn't adjust the invis stairs hallway ramp, which is right here, and it did not get adjusted. So we're going to move this back. Good thing we remembered to do that. Otherwise, that would have sucked. Okay, that looks pretty good. We could probably move it over just a little bit more. That looks pretty nice. Okay, good. Looks good. If I bring it down a bit, does that make it? Ooh, that's perfect. Ooh, look at that. That's perfect. Okay, I would like to actually adjust this into the stairs area, hallway stairs. But because it belongs with it. Honestly, it belongs with it. Let's go to, and then we can just duplicate that later. Where is hallway stairs? Here's hallway stairs. Okay. We need to put this guy inside hallway stairs. His ramp. Okay. Got to go up all the way. Where's hallway stairs? Hallway stairs cut out. This should go on top because this is what you're working with. And then when we duplicate this later, we want to duplicate these stairs because we have to set a specific level. We get the whole thing and not anything else. Okay, great. So these stairs have their own cutout. And I almost would argue that we should almost push this right into the door, but it's okay. It's fine as it is. Maybe we should, though. We could do that. I think we'll leave it for now. It's functional for now. This guy needs to be invisible. So we'll turn off mesh render. Okay, great. We have made progress. Like, not leaps and bounds, but definitely progress. We've got a ladder, which arguably could also be moved over just a little bit. Does this move the whole ladder? No, it doesn't, thankfully. Let's take a look at this one. Move it over just a bit more. Okay, great. Ladders work. We want to add another ladder right here. We're going to do that. That's easy enough to do. We have ladder 1, ladder 2. We're going to copy paste. We're going to bring ladder 2 right over here. And good news is we only have to slide it over and it's like right where we need it to be. Right there. Awesome. Okay. We've added a lot of verticality and a lot more options to where you can go. You've got option 1, 2, and 3 in this room. This room you have 2 options, door, vent, which is not great. So maybe we add additional option, but probably won't because this is at the edge of the map. So this is going to be the danger zone. But the danger zone is a very small hallway. So we might just leave it as it is. We could optionally have the vent come in right here. You could have the vent come in right here. That could be kind of useful. Actually, let's see. If we move the vent in here, you could go from this vent right into this room without anyone ever seeing you go there, which could be kind of useful. I kind of like that in a way because it just gives you another option into this room, and there's only 2 options. It's right here, so it's super easy to do. I think we're going to do it. Okay, so let's find out where the entry point is. Looks like it's going to be right here. We're going to cut out 4 pieces, and we're going to go... Nope, not that guy. We need a box. Are we on global? Yes, we are. Okay, look at that. All right. Let's cut out a little bit more. Voila. Look at that. Super easy. Another option. And there's more. There's more. Looks like this guy's a little high. Could bring him down. Yeah, this is like... Let's go... Can I bring this down a little bit? I can flatten that a little bit. Okay, nice. This one can be raised just a tiny bit. I just wanted to smooth that out. I did a little bit, not by much. This one I think is a little high, actually. It looks like there's a few spots here that it could be better, but it's functional. It's functional. Good enough. Okay. As of this, though, we could actually make this just extend a little bit more, and suddenly we are connected. That was so easy, just to add this vent. Look at that. This guy, on the other hand, we want to just bring him back. Whoa, not what we want to do. We want to go local. Maybe that messed us up earlier. Okay. We're going to do this, and then we're going to just move down just a hair. Just a hair. Okay, great. There, we have our vent. Vent options. Oh god, why is this not working? Oh, you know what? Because I think we did this on global grid, or local grid, not. We gotta go back. There, that's working now. This was the problem. We were adjusting on global, not local. We need to adjust local here. So now if we select this guy, and we select this guy, we're on local, so it shouldn't be an issue. We should just be able to connect like so. And there's no bug here. We don't need to change. Oh, there is a little bit like that, but we can just move this up a little bit and that fixes it. Okay. Looks pretty darn good, if I do say so myself. This guy, we could just bring him down a smidge. Is it this one we need? No. There we go. Good enough. Okay. Now what we got to do is just bring a... I don't know why there's a light leak here. This is a problem. I'll have to figure out how to do that later. But, okay, we have this vent here. We're going to take this vent. I'm going to find out where that vent is being selected from. Here we go. Vent door 1. Hinge. Hallway vent. I'm going to rename this. Can't rename it. Okay, so we're going to go copy, paste. Vent door 4. And we're going to move it. Why that is all the way over there, I have no idea. But not a big deal. We can make it work. Okay, gonna rotate. Can't rotate for some reason. So we're going to rotate at 45. No, we're gonna rotate 90. Nope. What's 90 plus 45? 135? There we go. Okay, now we're gonna grab them. Bring them in here. Now this room has a third entry point. We are in business. Look at that. Another vent to go into. Another option for moving around. Which is great. You've got 3 options here. Well, technically 2. You have 2 options when you enter this room, and we need to add more options for later. This room is really large, and I think we're going to clip it and make it smaller. So we're going to go to our clip tool, and we are going to scale up. So we have snap. And I think we're going to clip from here. Wow. Okay, that looks pretty good. We're going to clip there. Nice. We're going to do the same thing down here. We're going to find the spot here. Oops. We're going to clip right to here. Perfect. Our room is now much smaller and manageable. Not that small, mind you, but smaller. We can still extend it out a little bit more if we want to, but we don't need to. Okay, but things are moving. Things are moving. What we could do is we could divide the room. We could make it a little bit bigger if we want to. Now that we cut it, it does make it feel a lot smaller, that's for sure. I don't know. I don't think I cut that on the right angle. I did not. I did a goofy cut there. Let's go back to where we were. Okay. Unfortunately, we cannot go back to where we were. I have finagled this into a mess. Okay, we now have a problem. Well, at least I got the wall back. That's good news. Sort of. Global, local. The floor is like totally screwed up. But I think I can bring the floor back somehow with magic. Okay, the room is big again. We might just leave this big room because it's kind of cool. Because we also have an option of just putting a door in here if we want to, which is fine. We can do that. It's okay. Awesome. I like how the map is coming together. Looks good. Have a vent down here. Put some boxes here, some shelves or something. I almost would argue either we move the vent over a little bit or we move the stairs back just so we can put support beams or something like that on the stairs for later when we're doing assets. We still haven't built this vent yet. We need to do that. I am running out of time today because I don't have much time to do more, but I could probably get this started and start working on it. It shouldn't be too bad. Figuring out how to do this on an angle is going to be pretty fun. But let's start with a generation and see how this works. Okay, let's go to snap mode. We got ourselves at 1. We want to go to 0.5. We want to snap some extra chunky distance here. We are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We want to go at 8 by 8 here. This is not the surface we want. Let's go to surfaces. Wait a minute. Go to place. Let's go to surfaces. Okay, now we go to place. Generate. Nope. We can generate from here. Default. That's where we select the surface. I was wondering how to do that. Okay. We'll select from the wall here. This is by 8. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fantastic. Okay. That is more than I expected. I think I went out a little too far. Edit mode. Bring this. Oops. Wrangle this in by a block. Okay, great. Now we're going to duplicate. Bring it over here. We're going to rotate. We're going to go to rotate tool. We are rotating at 15-degree angles. Awesome. 45. Now we can do it at 45, or alternatively, we can do it a little earlier. I'm not sure. Let's place this one out here first so we know exactly where it should be. Line it all up where we're going to end up going. I would like to make it one ramp. Ideally, I don't want to complicate this process. make it as straightforward as possible. Unfortunately, this is not quite where we want it to be. Okay, that's not too bad. We can work with that. We can work with that. Okay, great. So now, this is going to be a pretty aggressive ramp, but I think we can do it. We got to get a ramp in here somehow. We're going to edit this guy, and we're going to bring him out a significant chunk, like so. That's probably too much, but that's more than what we need. We're going to grab it, and whoa. Not what I want to do. Okay. So grabbing is not a good option there. Whoops. Oh yeah, I see now. Okay. So we want to rotate this so it's pretty much on the money. And to do that, we're going to go back to our rotate tool and we're going to go with another 15 degrees. This might work. It might not. Now it looks like it's really clipping here. So what we might need to do is, since this clips so much, and it's definitely clipping into here, we might need to bring this guy out more. So we're going to bring this out, and then we're going to cut this one in half. Okay, and then we're going to take this guy again, and we're going to go back to our rotate. And we're going to rotate him back this way a little bit more. I'm going to move him back to the movement tool. Line up the corner as best we can. Okay, now this should almost intersect. Now we could probably go at a rotation angle of 7.5 here and just rotate this just a little bit more. Just a little bit more, like so. And let's move it back to the corner piece. Line it up. That's pretty good. How's this look here? This intersects in a nice spot. Okay, great. Now all we need to do is we need to rotate it on the other angle this way. Now this one might work at this angle. We'll see. Whoa. Now we just got to go to global here. So we move this at the right way. We want to go up. Now, unfortunately, this is like not syncing at the right spot. I think we went a little bit too aggressive on the rotation. So let's try to rotate again. We want to go back to rotating on local. Still pretty aggressive. Let's try there. Come back down. Looks like we need to rotate at a very specific angle. So we're going to go to 1 degree here. Okay, very close. Let's move it over. Right here, move it up a bit. Back a little bit, over a bit. So this is not really working out the way we hoped it would. It's almost there, but it's just a little bit too tight. So we're going to need to play around with this a bit more to get the exact angle we are looking for, which is going to be slightly challenging. I think today I'm going to call it here. Unfortunately, I would like to finish this, but I have not been able to. So we're going to have to come back to it tomorrow and start working on it. I'm going to put this as purple in the meantime. So I remember that I need to fix that. That is something that's being worked on, and it is easy to spot. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Tomorrow we'll probably be working on the catwalk and putting a railing on in Unity. I don't know if that'd be better to do in Unity or Blender, but we're probably going to be doing it in Unity because that's what we're learning right now. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope you had fun with it. Had a good time making it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Sign out.